Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought.
Here we are to talk about professional wrestling.
Nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you.
How about you, Jason?
Oh, this is like a murder room. This is great.
Lots of black sex magicians out there, right?
And look down like, what the fuck?
Oh, we're gonna just do it this way and nobody's gonna stop us.
I want to show that a real champion has to do things for the community, for your people, for other women.
In this business, what you sell is emotions. If you manage to get people invested, you did it.
That's for sure some videotapes.
It's time for another MMM show.
Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I'm your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMshow75. Which you got to do. You gotta go. You gotta like. You got. Am I glitching already?
Yes, that's what I was saying. I'm gonna hit, and then you just went in.
It's so terrible. My internet's so bad, everybody. It's so bad. Hopefully it holds up because I got some good stuff for tonight.
It's that Cleveland internet, man.
It's it's so bad that I don't have fiber optic in my neighborhood. Anyway, as I was saying, like, follow, subscribe in all of the places, please, because there's great stuff coming up and you don't want to miss it. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, if my internet holds, I'm going to break some news tonight, right here on the show about Lucha Underground. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about the releases tonight. We're going to talk about them. Let's talk about it.
Can we talk about some AEW?
We're going to talk about...
He doesn't want to.
I know he doesn't. The last 2 weeks, I feel like it was so WrestleMania centric, and AEW's been kind of hitting their stride.
What do you mean? We talked about Darby. What's his face? What's this guy's name?
Darby Allin,
the champion guy, the young kid with the paint.
It's almost like my name. Guy. It's like we're cousins.
Yeah, and tonight he had a fantastic match with Brody. They're like soul.
Mini Rosa.
That's good.
Thunder Sita, is that his name?
Oh, seriously? Wow, you just wanted to get your ass kicked.
I love Darby. Are you kidding me? That kid's the best. All right, let me see. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourself. Introduce yourselves for a second. I'm going to try to switch my internet to something stronger and faster.
Start with Bear, and then Kama, and then Daniel, and then me.
Yo, Bear in the house. Definitely want to talk some AEW tonight because that show was killer. They've been doing some stuff there. I got some hot takes on Justin saying that AEW doesn't do long-term storytelling because they've been doing some pretty good long-term storytelling, and I'm kind of excited to see the Andrade MJF match that they keep hinting at.
Socials.
Bear Brennan.
Come on.
Find me on Insta.
Yo, Comatose from down under. Comatose, you can reach me here. There it is at Comatose. Love wrestling. Got heart for it. Born and raised on it.
Dani.
Oh, Daniel from Mexico, Monterrey. You can find me at D Alvarado with double O. I'm gonna change that this week because this sucks. But yeah, happy to be here.
Hi everybody, my name is Tony Allen. You can find me at Tony St. Allen.
Yeah.
Tony St. Allen. You can find me there, and I'm probably gonna be hating on Justin for the rest of the night because he said something in the chat that we gotta bring everybody's attention about AEW.
Oh,
especially after Monday's Raw dogging it. But I
gave Raw an A. Everybody,
yes, that's still a problem. 3 days later.
Stuff,
2 days later.
It's a problem that I enjoyed wrestling. Isn't this a wrestling podcast? Aren't I supposed to enjoy wrestling?
Yeah, but we gotta hold people accountable. You cannot just handle stuff like that.
There's nothing to be held accountable for. They did their jobs. It was a good show.
It was a good show. It wasn't an excellent show. That's what the A is for.
Justin, was that on point with the best Raw you've ever watched?
See, that's the thing.
It felt like a really good Attitude Era Raw. Yes.
I felt like a Bloodline rehash, but there's some cool shit that they're doing in it.
I like the Bloodline.
I do too. I do too. They're a guilty pleasure, but man, like it's a crutch that they're going back to because they've been not anything else has been working for the last 2 years.
It's gonna be beautiful. All right.
All right. So I'm gonna go big box for a minute here because I gotta talk. Tell me if I'm glitching up too much.
No, you got green internet. Go ahead and do it now.
Green is good.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground is back.
Oh.
Or is it?
Ooh.
Let's talk about it. So
let's talk.
Lucha Underground drops this promo. I'm not going to play it here because it was mostly AI, and I can't say that I was thrilled with the quality of the actual promo, but it set my world on fire. I don't know what you guys' algorithms are like, but everybody in my algorithm, being that I have a very Lucha Underground heavy algorithm, especially on Twitter, was just going insane. I mean, but not just, marks or whatever. Like Taya Valkyrie is like, wait, what a minute. People who had been on Lucha Underground were like clamoring and like, hey, what about me? Wait a minute. What? You're not forgetting me, are you? And whatnot, because of this weird cryptic Moss ? Promo, which was literally just a Lucha Libre mask, not a Lucha Underground mask, mind you. This was a randomly AI generated looking
bad
Lucha
prompt
mask.
It was a
from
bad
what I
prompt.
could tell. What's that?
It was a bad prompt.
Yeah, I mean it was a prompt, and it just has in the Lucha Underground font, Moss. Like, are we getting more Lucha Underground? So I was working on some other projects during the day, didn't really notice. I saw it happen and I was like, oh, cool, whatever. But I got like 80 DMs about this thing. Everybody's asking me. The funniest part about that is several of the people DMing me are people who worked on the show. And I'm not just talking about stage hands and whatever, some of them were people who were just on the teams. Like the original AD was one of my ADs back in the day. And he was like, hey man, what's going on with Lucha Underground? And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense that he hit me up. But like Krista Joseph hit me up. He wrote the show and created all the characters and all the things that you know and love about Lucha Underground. And he's like, dude, people are blowing me up. You got to know what's going on, right? He just assumes I know what's going on. He halfway thought I was responsible for it. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about it. And he didn't know anything about it. Then we both hit up Eric Van Wagenen, of course, who was the executive producer showrunner on the show. And he's like, no, I don't know anything about it. And there's nothing coming out of the MGM world that I know about either. So we're all just kind of sleuthing about. And I reached out to everybody and I talked to Lucha Blog, and he quote tweeted me as the expert that knows. And that tweet got, 70,000 friggin' views or whatever the heck it did. That was a subtweet, by the way. And so like people really want to know. And I asked around to everybody and I found out all of the things. I got all of the information that there is to get that will be given. And I got it directly from the real sources. It took 3 or 4 days, which is why you haven't heard anything else about it, because nobody else got any more information about it until I got replied by a few people down the line. So let me tell you what is actually going on with Lucha Underground. Is it a problem? It's not a problem. Raw got an A. It's not a problem. It's not a problem for me. It's a problem for all of you guys. You hate wrestling.
No, we don't. We just
you're all hate watchers.
Tolerate sports entertainment. Tolerate
Like I
sports
said,
entertainment would be
like
what I would say.
like I said before, and we're not gonna get into it anymore. We might have to check your bank account. So I'm just saying.
Oh my God, I'm not shilling for WWE.
I don't know.
TKO.
I may have made some promises if a certain
SmackDown
showrunner was moved aside, but
oh, now this is all starting to make sense.
Maybe I want to see the Triple H pointing at Justin picture.
Oh my God, we'll get to that. So let me finish this Lucha Underground thing so you guys can lambast me with this nonsense. So, in talking to some various people, I found out a few different things. There are some new Lucha Underground products potentially out there. But I remind everyone, you don't know, and I mean you, all of you, you don't know a single wrestler that has been approached to be on a new version of Lucha Underground. This should be the key factor in the fact that there is no new wrestling show with new material for Lucha Underground. And this is before I even talk to anyone. I could have told you right off the bat, and I did say this to a lot of people, there is not a new Lucha Underground wrestling show in the works. It is not a thing. And the main reason you know that, look at all the talent that posted immediately when that trailer came out. Like, hey, what about me? I want to be involved. Somebody should call me. How come I didn't get a call? Everyone. We're talking Taya and Johnny and like all these people like and Marty the Moth and Luchadors and various people, all these people who were involved. None of them have gotten a phone call. Nobody's phone is rung. You don't know a single wrestler in a wrestling school. You don't know a single wrestler on the indies. You don't know wrestlers in any other promotion. No one, not a single wrestler, manager, or TV production person has been contacted in regards to making more Lucha Underground. It hasn't happened. It just simply is not a thing. That, however, doesn't mean that there isn't stuff coming. Let me explain. There are people out there trying to make the IP work. There are people out there trying to do stuff, but there is still some complication. Some rights are now starting to move along, which is great, but there are issues with too many people having little pieces of Lucha Underground still. It goes back to all those lawsuits that happened before with Factory Made and Lucha Libre FMV, and which is now owned by Lucha Underground LLC. A different company now bought the main property of Lucha Underground. However, MGM still has the production rights, which means that if somebody produces a Lucha Underground show, MGM has first right of refusal to be the production company that makes the show. And MGM is owned by Amazon. And Amazon does not care about Lucha Underground. Okay? So therein lies the first issue with anybody doing anything, is that MGM gets the first crack at producing it. And MGM was a little bit of the problem back in the day, even though I got along great with those guys, because they wanted to do things to a certain quality level and didn't want to cut corners and make the production cheaper. They wanted the production to be of a level that they felt was worthy of Burnett and MGM and major television, and they didn't want to cut corners. There was talk about going to Colombia with the show and filming it down there or filming it in Mexico and all these other things, and MGM was like, absolutely not. We're doing it at the temple. We're doing it with this level of budget. We're doing it this kind of style, or we're not doing it. And they have those rights to produce it. Then there are, of course, the IP issues, which is all the characters and all the creations and all the ideas, most of which are controlled now by this new LLC, Lucha Underground LLC, has the rights to those things. People kept thinking, oh, WWE has bought AAA, so now WWE will have all of the rights to Lucha Underground. WWE bought AAA. AAA had licensed to Dorian. Basically, Dorian had licensed to himself the characters that he wanted from AAA to put into Lucha Underground. And they became part of his LLC with his investment partners, who were mostly separate partners from AAA, from what I understand. And they were the entity that was controlling bringing those properties in. It's part of what they had to offer in the package. It's part of why they got a piece of the whole thing. It was connected to AAA because it was Dorian, but it wasn't AAA. So what does WWE own? Any AAA character that appeared in Lucha Underground. They have the rights to that IP. 100%. However, that IP has also been jointly licensed to Lucha Underground. So Lucha Underground can still use that IP as well, from what I understand. Very complicated. You need like 20 lawyers to figure out a lot of this stuff, guys. So then there's the other side of it, which is that Factory Made and El Rey still have the broadcast rights, but there was also some MGM approval. I believe that has now lapsed. And that is where we're getting the current message, because one of the people that got back to me was, in fact, Skip Jason, who's been on the show before. He's a great guy, and I'm not trying to ruin his surprise of whatever he's going to do with the property. But it looks like for now, what Lucha Underground is going to do is put the old show back out in some form. I don't know all of the details to it, but it looks like enough rights have gone to one place, which is the problem with Lucha Underground, is that too many rights are in too many different places. But at least the rights to broadcast the show that has not been in circulation anywhere, I think the only place you can get it right now is to buy it through Amazon. It seems like it is going to come back in some form. I'm going to assume on YouTube. That's where they made the announcement. They brought the channel back. It's gone live. So that is the word coming from the creative content officer of El Rey, that the property is coming back in some form of syndication for the old episodes. That's the scoop. That's it. And that's not a big scoop, guys, because we knew that that was going to happen eventually. However, I love the level of excitement that one little mention and one bad little AI promo can get for our beloved Lucha Underground. It warms my heart. I love the DMs. I got to catch up with a lot of people. It's also driven some of our numbers up because people know that we have a lot of the information, and we are kind of the keepers of the flame for Lucha Underground in a lot of ways, though I can't take complete credit for it. We're just the ones that still happen to be here 10 years later. But you got to talk to, the J-Mans and Urbans of the world, and the Twitwows and the Dante Infernos and all those other guys that were doing exactly what we were doing back then too. We cannot take all the credit, nor do we want to. And we're not a dirt sheet show. I get a lot of information. I talk to a lot of people. We use it to make informed opinions about what we're talking about on the show. We're never really trying to break news. However, we probably are the only ones that know this right now. Lucha Underground will be coming back with the old episodes in some form soon. That's it. That's all. That's the Lucha Underground update. I look forward to it, and maybe we'll start doing our Lucha Rewind thing here again. Maybe we'll start watching some old episodes. We kind of stopped doing it because it's really hard for everybody to be able to watch it. And there's so much current and new wrestling that's super duper exciting that we're watching. So we haven't really gone that far. Byron, which one of these things am I supposed to be on? Is this the right one? There's no belt. Why is there no belt?
Why is there no belt?
I don't know.
Because you changed it.
I didn't change anything.
What? But he changed from the. This is weird.
I did not change anything. I did nothing.
I know this is weird.
I was just in here the other day.
I never mess with the templates. I just click the buttons.
You said you were doing something good.
But the vertical is all weird.
Yeah. I gotta say,
glasses. I feel like I'm Wilson from home.
Hold on, maybe I can get down there. Hi, vertical watchers. How's it going down there?
It's double weird though with you guys. It's just your mouth.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Mom.
Hey. I gotta say, I know that we're not like fully as we should, but anyways, I gotta say that has been my biggest complaint. And come on, don't mention what we talked about the other day. That the fact that we cannot get I cannot get all the episodes to watch it. Like if I can watch incredible amounts of television at all times. Daniel is like, yes, he knows. We're going through a novella right now, and it was been 80 episodes, and we watched that in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's not. But I am not able to get Lucha Underground in good quality legally anywhere, except like spending like $10,000 for 5 DVDs or something like that. So
not even that. I was trying to buy the Blu-ray the other day, and you can find it.
You can't find it anymore, right? Yeah,
it's
there you go. So this is actually great news for people like me that love lucha libre, love episodic television, and that has friends that are a little bit how can I say, insane about this product. So yeah, I really look forward to being able to watch this on YouTube and go like walk with you guys. You can explain to me
Skip did not confirm to me whether or not it was going to be YouTube or not. He just said that
whatever. If it's on TV and it's
he just
a platform,
said that he's been getting a lot of messages too, and I was the one that he responded to, and he said that it's coming back in the old the old show's coming back, but it's not anything new. He also said though, for now, and I love that because he said for now with the ellipse with the 3 dots, and that's great. Like if you don't know who Skip is, go back and watch our episode where we interviewed Skip. Skip is probably the greatest trailer maker of movie trailers in the modern era. I mean, he changed the entire way that movie trailers are made when he did the Gone in 60 Seconds trailer.
In a world, I know.
Yeah, but he revolutionized. If you go back and watch what trailers were like in the 80s and 90s, and then you see where Skip started making them and the fact that everyone followed in his footsteps and all those Lucha Underground vignettes, Skip was the guy who directed those. He
made it what it was. The whole show was crazy.
And you want Pentagon being over right now, you got 2 people to credit for that. Skip Chasen and Krista Joseph.
Vampiro.
It's weird when you call it Pentagon.
Vampiro. Justin.
I mean, people look back at
Lucha Underground. Are we really saying Vampiro right now? Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah, Vampiro took him under his wing because he saw that like 𝔸𝕃𝕄 Jr. didn't want to put him over and stuff.
Yeah. Zero, you're right. Skip is keeping people's hopes alive. You want to know why? Because Skip has always had hope in the product. Still, we're talking more than half a decade later, and the second that Skip can do something with that stuff, he's doing it. And he's saying things like for now, which means that like he is thinking, is there a way to do other stuff with it? There are people that I'm sure are coming to him and other people that are trying to do something with these rights. Now, all these rights have still not come together, but at a point in time, they're going to become more valueless to somebody in the process, which means that one of the other players can hopefully come in and do something. The real problem is like they were all holding their part of the property for ransom because they knew it had value, but it doesn't have that level of value. Like what were the ratings of Lucha Underground? Let's be realistic. Like it did decent numbers, but it wasn't killing anyone. It was getting ones, like at best. It was NXT level on its very best days. And now no wrestling show gets that stuff, nobody's numbers are that high. But regardless, it's super cool. It's just super cool that people even still care, or that them dropping that thing on YouTube and that tweet even registered, from dead accounts that have been gone, that have been dormant for 5-6 years now was the last time those accounts were active and posted anything. People were just like, what the hell? But it's not new show, guys. It's just not. Anyway,
I got a thing to say here. Why can't we see Rebecca's and Khaleesi's messages on our feed? Like I can see them on the show because I have another window open, but
what is going on? We're having all sorts of weird issues today.
What's happening? Hi, Rebecca, and hi, Khaleesi. Rebecca's asking if this is legit. It is legit. This is also weird that we don't get any. That's not what I meant. That's not what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's any. I don't know why we're not seeing all.
Could it be the order?
Sometimes there's like a show top comments thing, but I don't think that's what's happening here.
No, it's just
weird. We normally get them in here, but I also had trouble getting the vertical to launch today. StreamYard's just having some issues today, guys. Looks like StreamYard's having some issues.
Maybe it's the order that I'm not gonna get into it. Well, thank you for being on the chat because I will read your comments if I have to on the side. So just keep making comments. I will read them.
That would be great if you could do that.
Kelly said hi. Couldn't see the Zero's message.
Scottish.
There you go. See the other chat cannot see these other comments from Zero Cool. Or
right.
Grand.
So one of them is on the vertical and one of them is on the. Are the ladies on the vertical or the horizontal?
The horizontal has what we see on the screen right now. The horizontal has the two
Rebecca's like,
comments.
you banned me.
Cool and Grant.
You banned the ladies. I know I flirted too much.
Rebecca.
No, it's they're on the vertical. Like all the other.
Well, tell them to go over to the horizontal if they want to get their comments seen.
Well, probably on their phones. That's easier.
Oh,
hey, Isaiah Bird.
What up, Isaiah Bird?
What's up?
So let's talk about the problem.
Bear has been so good this week. I'm going to talk about AWA first instead of WWE. I'm going to talk about AEW first.
It gets excited.
I mean, he should. It shows that we appreciate him.
Oh, see, we just jumped to 22 views. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that like it made no sense because we have all these people watching, and then like, thank you for watching, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's StreamYard. It's not us.
I'm not sorry for anything.
Byron, stop it. Why do you always make people mad at you?
Why?
No, you get heat. It's a business of heat.
We just dropped to 17 people as soon as he said
it.
I'm not even kidding.
Away.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Come back. I don't know. Tell if you know those people, tell them to come back, please.
Oh, if I know them. How do I know them? We have thousands of people that like to watch us. So, Bear, what did you think of AEW Dynamite tonight? And keep in mind, somebody might be watching you.
No, you're disqualifying.
Yo, man,
let them forget
that.
Man,
they've been killing it lately with their shows. This show in particular was Dynamite. It lived up to
that's enough.
It lived up to the namesake, man. It lived up to the namesake, man. It was
that was tough.
There was a couple. I mean, it wasn't a perfect show, but like it started off with a banger.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
Rebecca got horizontal for us, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
And
all right.
It's been cool seeing the guys that they've been showcasing lately. I feel like there's some there's some guys that are rising up the old card a little bit. You got Kevin Knight obviously getting to showcase out quite a bit. He's going to be having a match on Collision with Hook, which should be kind of dope too. Next week he's got a match with Darby. The Darby title match with Brody was a great way to finish it. I think those two are wrestling soulmates. They've had matches everywhere and just great together all the time. Next week we're getting Kevin Knight versus Darby, and Darby's championship run has been cool because he's a working champ that's putting the belt on the line every week, and like it's one of those ones where I don't know. It's kind of like, is he going to survive this title reign? And like you don't know when the title
is Kevin Knight
going to
survive his title reign. Kevin Knight's
Darby going to survive his whole career.
That chop block. That chop block by MJF at the end was
crazy.
Nasty. That was nasty work, man. Straight out
Someone
of
just scored overtime
Triple
goal.
H's playbook, man.
Isaiah, you were at the show tonight. What did you think? You got to tell us what your thoughts were. What was your grade? Give it a C-, Isaiah.
Please.
All right. So, speaking of Kevin Knight, the crazy thing about this crazy run is that Kevin Knight stopped through and talked to us, and we're going to have a Sunday sit down with Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. They're coming through this Sunday, and here's a little clip of what Kevin had to say.
Is just believing in yourself, believing in your vision, and knowing that whatever you believe in, if you're consistent with hard work, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Because if you look at me and Speedball's reputation, a little over a year to be in AEW, we've won trios titles twice already this year, and I've won the TNT championship and defended it already. And this is all within a year, and coming into a bloated roster, as you can already tell. And people may not have believed in us from the beginning, but I think our self-belief and our confidence, just showing that if you believe in yourself, trusting your process, like anything is possible.
That's my champ.
And Harvey was down him a little bit. Me and Harvey were actually in Milwaukee when he debuted in AEW as a singles. And I remember Harvey leaning over to me and being like, man, I don't know about this. But
and we told him that. I told him straight up, like when he first came in, I was like, it's not that he's not good. It was like, oh my God, his bloated roster comment right there is so true. Like, how do you come in as a guy who was just a young lion over in New Japan like yesterday? You just kind of made your way up the roster at New Japan, and now you're already jumping over here to a roster that's got like 140 men on it and 56 girls. Like, that's like crazy, bro. Like, and somehow in less than a year, you're TNT champ and you're fighting MJF on
promoing. He's doing
live
promos with MJF.
Live promos with MJF. He's got a championship next week with Darby. I mean, that crop of guys and gals that came in around that time have been killing it. Because Bailey came in about then, Tekla came in about then, and and people were burying AEW for always saying, all these new talents are just going to get lost in the shuffle. But I don't think that they really got lost. They've been really exceeding. I actually think there's a crop of guys that they're pushing right now that are kind of on the come up too. That they're kind of doing the same thing.
Literally, the people I was most worried about coming in, getting lost in the shuffle, were Mike Bailey, and Alex Windsor was another one. I don't know why they waited so long to pull the trigger on her, but
dude, they found something. They found something between that United Kingdom thing that they did a couple weeks ago, where she was in that rolling with them, and then the whole Brawl and Bird things. They've been great. The women's tag division in AEW has been great too. They've been really building that up. I want to see the Birds versus Divine Dominion. I want to see that.
Here's the question from Isaiah. What is your favorite match AEW today? So what was your favorite match on the show today? That's a tough one.
Daddy's so hard right now.
It was, because it was a bunch of good matches. I can tell you which one was not my favorite.
Right.
Yeah, that would be easier. Would be way easier.
Because I'm not into the AEW tag scene right now. It's just it's not. I can give Tony Khan a lot of praise on most of Dynamite tonight. It was the one thing that's just I don't know what you do, because I get what they're trying to do, but it's
different.
I'm not interested in it, and I haven't been, and it's like,
is it the FTR of it all?
No, it's kind of more the Cope, and it's more the Cope thing. It's just Cope's not done it for me this time around, and I've tried, and I've really tried, and Christian kind of gets me invested in FTR, but I don't know, man. It seems like it's been going on for like a really long time. Like this feud's been going, like when you guys say, there's no long feuds in AEW, sometimes there's like real long feuds in AEW, and this one feels like a really long feud. And now I'm just hoping the Motor City Machine Guns show up and save this division.
Well, my question is, do they need to have the titles involved, at this point?
No, and it would be much more interesting. They had 2 women's tag matches on this show tonight, and mind you, one was a squash match, but I mean, you could do something.
Was a good one.
Even that one I enjoyed.
It was great. Yeah.
Well, because the Brawl and Brutes are fantastic. Ever since that pairing, I've been stoked for them, and I'm glad it's working.
What I noticed in their squash match was when you would have the old Outsiders matches in WCW, where they'd beat up 2 jobbers, every single move would get a pop. And that's what happened in the Birds match. Every single thing they did got a pop. They're over.
No, and that division is over. Like that division, they've done really well with it, building it up. But I think there's legitimate tag teams.
I think
Well, okay, but
the
I think we're
men's
not answering
tags.
Isaiah's question though. Let's try to answer like that. Let's make a consensus. If I get, I'm going with Kevin's match
I think
because
so too, and just by a small margin.
It opened the show and he went nuts from like the get go. Like
But yeah, and it was really some 5-star stuff, and I liked the pacing of it. I liked that they were doing big spots, but they also weren't rushing it. Like you know me, I feel like some of these work rate matches in AEW rush way too much, especially in the middle. Like for me, being such an old guy, I'm already programmed to not need that. And don't get me wrong, I understand that there are fans out there that want that. But it's like one of those WWE speed matches that goes on for 40 minutes sometimes. I just don't need that. And I don't think it's good for the wrestlers. I don't think it's good for their performances overall. I think it makes the endings not feel good. But this didn't feel that way. This felt like it built, and it stayed action-packed the whole time, but it built, and it built at a reasonable speed that made sense. And then it got to the end where you're starting to go, oh shit, is he going to really drop right here? Is MJF going to pull this off? And then the fact that Kevin Knight got away with a babyface dick shot. Come on, bro. Come on. You got to love that. And see, in this day and age, that's part of what we're programmed to. Also, it's like baby faces can't be baby faces and get over in this day and age when they're too soft. It's part of what's going on with Cody. The fact that Cody won't take the opportunities when given to him, or if a guy is trying to do him dirty, that he won't do him dirty back, like that style baby face. I still think there's a place for that too, but it's way harder to get that over with a hip audience that grew up post NWO, you know, like anybody who's grown up on wrestling after the NWO has a different perspective on baby faces and heels. Let's be realistic. Like you want whoever your baby face is to still be cool, and you can't be cool if you're not willing to do what Kevin Knight did to win tonight. He did it, and he smiled at the audience like, hey, y'all, I'm still your champ. What's up? It was great.
And also, they kind of protected him for the next match, I think, a little bit, because he got that shot block. So whatever happens next week, you know.
Well, he's got a match on Saturday with Hook.
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
No,
well,
dude,
that's what I'm saying. They're showcasing him, man. Like, Tony Khan's got about 4 or 5 guys right now that he's showcasing the hell out of, and Kevin Knight's like the main one. Andrade's there, Roosh is there. Let's see who else is there. Oh God, like Andrade, Roosh, Bandito's there, Brody's there. Those guys have been all like presenting higher up on the card than they've traditionally been, and they're Roosh is getting squash matches. They're clearly building him up for something.
Well, I really hope so, because we've been here before with Roosh, so I'm just
we get here once a year with Roosh.
Exactly. Sure, yes. I mean, and I love the guy, and I love the character. I love the presentation. I even love the way that he does things. I do have a complaint about the Kevin match, and it was something they said on commentary that I was like, you don't have to tell me this. He's like, oh, those were one of the worst 90 seconds for Kevin. Like, we know that's when the heel gets the offensive, brother. Stop doing that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that blatantly in front of everybody. We're all watching this shit. That was the only thing. And and
I also wasn't listening to the commentary very much.
Yeah,
so.
that really took me off. And we will talk about the sound on the Moxley thing later on, but that really, I was like, do we need to hear that? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky.
I will.
Well, this is absolutely correct. You will not ever see the Wyatt 6 again, unless it is in WWE. You will not see any of those character IPs that came from anybody in that world of the Wyatts or Bray or Bo Dallas.
They bring it back for a Rumble surprise.
I was thinking about, on that regard, and
we're going to get into all the releases too, so stick around. We're going to definitely talk about that.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, I hope that Nikki does not come back with anything like that at all. Like,
what up?
I'll be a little contrarian here, because that Kevin Knight MJF match was like fantastic, but I'm gonna give can I do 2? Because like one of them was a squash, but both the women's tag matches Like I said, I've just been really digging what they're doing with that division. I think the two matches kind of combined have set up two monster tag teams that are going to at some point come head to head. I don't know when, but like that finish to the Divine Dominion match was brutal. Like the last two hits that they got on Cheetah, and
wait,
like,
you actually called him Divine Dominion instead of Double D?
What's wrong with you? What is wrong
Double
with you?
Double D with the double choke slam. That choke slam looked nasty, man. And actually, this is the most excited I've been about that in a long time. The whole thing with Sheet is working. Like, I dig it. I don't know where they're going with it, but I like that. I like what they're doing there, and good for Stat for finding something that's working.
It's always hat day on MMMshow. Tony won't even let me do the show without a hat anymore.
Actually, yeah, he's forbidden from doing
He yells at me because I have bad lighting that shows my receding hairline. So he
it's not good for the product.
Yeah, me too.
I have overhead lighting.
No, you have a lot of hair, bro. Shut up.
I got hair. I still
no.
got
Whoa! No! Wow! That's gonna be all over the internet.
I've been wearing a hat all day. But yeah, the hairline's creeping real fast, y'all. It's happening. I'm that age.
That's what happens when you turn 39.
Sure.
Whatever.
Almost there.
Bear. You were
right. I want to ask this question about AEW.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to shit
because we're gonna go and we'll talk a little bit about this with WWE shortly, but with Darby as champion, it instantly makes like what 10 or 12 more guys credible as top guys, right?
Yeah.
Compared to if it's MJF, you're feeling like it's Hangman, who like, but now with Darby as champion, all of a sudden Takeshita's a threat for the belt. You know what I mean? Tommaso Ciampa's a threat for the belt. Like all these other guys, all of a sudden can be in that picture. So my question for you is, does that diminish the quality of the championship belt, or does it help elevate the whole promotion that more guys feel like they can be in that stratosphere now?
I don't think it's a weak thing on Darby's part. He's a working champ. He's out there wrestling every week, and that dude's gonna wrestle till the wheels fall off. And so it's not so much that that any one of these guys are the best wrestler in the world. It's more about when are you gonna catch Darby on a night off? You know, when is all these matches gonna finally catch up to Darby and he's gonna lose? And I don't know when that is, but that's kind of nice because it does mean anybody could take it off. Because at some point he's gonna, you know, I'm guessing that's the story they're telling. At some point Darby's just gonna go, you know, too far, you know,
break in half.
No,
yeah.
I have an even better point on this, and this is where real life comes in. He's doing these crazy ass matches, right? And there is always a possibility of a real life injury because that's the way that he plays it, right? It might even happen, you know, that at one point it's not even storyline. He gets hurt and he's
never gonna get beaten for that belt.
Yeah,
It's
just that it will happen in real life. Like that's where we're. That's what I'm.
Be like the
that's
wrestling
what
story, man.
at any moment anyone can take the belt.
Can I tell you what I thought about it though, Tony?
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, man, I hope he does sprain an ankle and have to lose the belt. You want to know why? Not because I wish any harm to Darby Allin, but because if you get to this far enough in the storyline where Darby has survived enough crazy shit, what are Darby and TK going to come up with to kill Darby Allin in the ring to actually have him drop the belt? I am deathly afraid of whatever that match is. Like,
Bros want to see it.
But it's about did everything.
Like Mick Foley's going to be calling him like, dude, don't do it.
It will be a
hiking fight.
No parachute base jumping match.
Like I'm doing a wing jump through the propellers. Like
nobody's gonna stop Darby from killing himself, though, man. The dude climbed Mount Everest. I saw this nasty skating bump he took the other day when he was hanging out with Bam Margera.
Yeah,
dude, it was brutal, and that means he's been doing that shit his whole life. Not even with wrestling. I'm straight up just
he's the rubber man.
Does he still have like a back?
What?
Does his back still work or something? He's always using it.
With a piece of
he's rubber.
metal.
He's made of rubber, bro. He just bends
Sheet
everywhere,
metal and
like
rubber.
Gumby.
Gumby.
Literally.
I will answer this question for you shortly. I promise. Hang tight.
I-
I'm gonna get
I
to all
think he
that
is gonna
WWE
have
goodness
a-
for you, Isaiah. I promise.
I think he is going to kind of have a Mick Foley-esque career, and that means you can't wait to pull the trigger on him either. Because if it does catch up to him, it's going to probably catch up to him bad.
Well, he's got the belt.
Until then, it's going to be a highlight reel until then, though, isn't it? Because I mean, like, look at the risks he's willing to take. You know, he will have that like highlight package that is very similar to Mick Foley, but whether his body lasts that long.
If you think about it, the Mick Foley of the cage thing, right, is Darby's into the glass thing. So he already has that spot. It's just in a different presentation. When he hit the glass, I thought the glass became like water. If you look at it at normal speed, it just goes like a water, like just like when you go like whoosh on somebody's face. Yeah. So that's that. He already has that spot. If you think about it. So.
I mean, if you go back to old school Terry Funk and Mick Foley in Japan with their death matches and stuff like that, they did some pretty insane stuff back in the day. So
but they also did that stuff while walking. Darby does that stuff while running, and that is one of the big differences. It's like
neck level, man, neck level.
If you go back and look at Funk, it's not to say that he didn't do some crazy shit, but the man's knees were gone by the time he was 41.
Well, that's the thing. Every one of these guys
gone too right now.
How old's Darby Allin though?
But every one of these guys that they're saying listen to had somebody telling them the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, Mick Foley had somebody telling him at his point, don't do that bump because you're going to pay for it later. Kurt Angle at some point in his career, probably in TNA, Vince McMahon himself, he said, you're going too hard. You need to take a break.
But
and
realistically, it's more dangerous. It's more dangerous than all of the spots that Darby Allin does. A big guy over 6'5" doing the flip bump out of the ring and landing on the floor. Literally, that's the most dangerous bump in all of wrestling because all of those big men, all of them, have knee problems from that one silly spot that they all had to take where somebody comes and clotheslines them out, their big ass out of the ring. They have to flip over and land with their legs straight. It's fucked up Kevin Nash's knees. It fucked up Big Show. It fucked up like every big guy in the world. That's what hurt all of their knees. With one silly move that doesn't even matter for the quality of the match at all. They could have just bumped and rolled out and been fine.
That's not these guys, man, and that's why they're the best at their craft, and that's why they're in AEW and WWE. And like it's for us as an audience, I think we'd all love to see Darby not be another one of these guys at the end of their career that can't walk, or have concussions scrambling their brains and shit like that, You
hope he's Tommy Dreamer. Like Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah. You hope he's Spike Dudley.
If Tommy Dreamer doesn't claim to not be in pain, doesn't really like to fly a whole lot, but he still goes out and bumps and he says, like, hey, this is my life. I love it. I can still function. I can still go out and have a good match. I know how to do it. I can still take a table bump. I can still do a lot of stuff. Like, that's what I want Darby to be. I want Darby to be Tommy Dreamer, still doing shows and helping run a company backstage and doing all sorts of crap in his mid-late 50s, and please let this generation of wrestlers live into their 60s at least.
Yeah.
Like the rock and wrestling era barely got into their 50s, and then the era right after that is just barely getting into their 60s,
It's improving.
He's so goddamn extreme though, Darby, that like as Khaleesi was saying, he's only 33. Like put 7 years on him at 40. He's going to make it to 40 without having something he's going to suffer through.
Mick Foley didn't.
This is what I'm saying, and we're making those comparisons before. Like what was Mick Foley or Terry Funk doing at 40? They weren't barely walking. The way this guy throws his body around, it's on another level. You know what I mean? So if he gets that far, there's going to be some highlight packages. That's for sure.
No, yeah. I think we're all concerned. I don't think he's gonna stop. And I think it's one of those things that you appreciate his dedication to the art form and whatever he views as making art, because clearly he views it through that lens. You can tell, and like it's performative art, and he loves it, and
I think tonight was, to me, a reasonable amount, but
sure,
not a reasonable. It was a reasonable amount for a headlining Dynamite show, but I don't think you can do that every week. And the fact that he's going to do it again next week, now I'm already starting to get like, look, Kevin Knight's got 3 in a week. He had one tonight. He's going to have one that they're is it live Collision this week? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And then he's going to have another one next week. So he's doing 3 this week. But also he's a guy that's, at the age and stage where he can go out on the weekends and do a triple shot. And
it is alive.
Yeah.
It's in Peoria.
So,
Illinois.
But he's also not doing what Darby's doing in these matches. He's not taking step bumps and table bumps and every other kind of bumps. So God bless the kid. Good episode of Dynamite. What's your letter grade? Let's talk about it. I'm not going to you first, Bear. I'm going to Tony first. Tony, what do you give this episode?
You male reproductive organ.
Wow.
Well, you know what? F you. I'm going with an A.
What? How could you give it an A? Why would it get an A?
Because you destroyed the great in this show. So now this is where we're at. Thank you.
You get the De Niro laugh
your
for that.
fault, actually.
One's a wrestling show and one's sports entertainment, so they're graded on 2 different.
Oh God.
Yes.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. It was an excellent show. The only blemish, it's that cope dope whatever.
Oh yeah,
cope dope.
I mean, it wasn't bad enough that I didn't watch what was happening on the screen. To be honest, don't remember a single thing, except I think they were choking somebody at the end, and it did not cooperate.
I remember the Trios champions showed up, and I'm kind of confused because of FTR with Stokely challenging the Trios championship.
Oh God, yeah, but that is the only segment that I was like, okay.
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 Oh no, it's It's okay. That's why that segment made. I'm just putting
no
it together.
sense. Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. But that was the only thing. Everything else, 2 women's matches. What did I say? They had no women's championship. That would have made it an A+. But it's fine because they did a recap of what happened to Per Se last week, so it was good.
All right, Byron, what do you think? Oh wait.
Coma. For me, it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it straight from start to finish, and banger start, banger finish in the mid card all between it was really good too. So I reckon I'd probably put it in the B+ level for me.
We're gonna get one of these for you.
Nah, I'm in the coma boat, man. I can't give it an A. I'm not into. There's little things. The cope stuff I'm not into. One thing I will say that I am really into, that I didn't think I would be, and I don't think anybody did, but that Jericho Ricochet bit it's getting over, man. Like it's interesting.
I enjoy that too, I gotta say. And my position has been with Jericho.
Do you guys think Ricochet's getting better on the mic? It just seems awkward every time I hear him on the mic. It really does.
It's supposed to be, though, because I think Ricochet has accepted the fact that he's never going to actually be good on the mic. So he's just playing into the awkwardness at this point. And to me, that works. It's like, know your strengths and weaknesses. And as much as I want to hate Chris Jericho, it's like, the dude gets it.
They bounce off each other, don't they?
He understands a certain thing about wrestling where it's like, if you can keep the flow going and get the audience to see what the gimmick is and feel like they're a part of it, then all of a sudden the shit starts working. I mean, he was basically canceled in AEW when he came back. He was barely getting pops in Canada, and now he's starting to get over again. The guy is freaking incredible that he can keep doing this crap over and over again somehow.
I mean, I'm sure we will get tired of whatever this is in about 6 months, but right now it kind of works. And even that thing, when he flips over and he just doesn't land the move He's like, you're not. I even like that from fucking other second cancel guy. I mean, it's like
put two canceled guys together, and what do you get? Uncanceled. I don't know.
Well, and the Ricochet character's supposed to be kind of a dweeb, and he's got his he's the dweeb that hides behind the two tough guys.
Like
but he's actually got the chops to back it up in the ring too, But he is corny as hell, and I think that the reaction that 𝔸𝕃 you're giving is because he's a heel, man. You're not supposed to like him. He's not supposed to be cool.
I get that, and that's.
But he's not supposed to be great on the mic. Not everybody needs to be.
It goes back before AEW. It's right. How Ricochet's always been going back all the way to Lucha Underground through WWE to now. He's just never been great on the mic, never. But he's obviously as he's going through this transition, through his evolution, he's getting on the mic, getting more opportunity, and becoming a little bit better. But it's just so awkward because he's just never been great at it, or never really took the balls by the horns, so to speak.
There have been hours and hours of this show dedicated to how bad Ricochet is on the microphone. I mean, Trevor
he's a natural. He's a natural in the ring.
Listen, he's no Kevin Knight on the mic.
I mean,
whoa, yeah.
Look, Kev.
I mean, I really like Ricochet, and I really like Trevor.
Bear, you never gave us our rating, but we'll go.
I'm on the same as everybody else because
Khaleesi. Wow,
I'm with Khaleesi on it because it was almost. The thing too that sucks is I was really trying to get into the FTR Christian thing because I like Christian a lot. And it's just, I don't know. It's just been going on too long. It feels they need to get the payoff for this. Sometimes they take too long in their storytelling, and I just want to pay off. And and so I can't give it the full A, but it was a solid episode. B+, A- range somewhere in there. Probably closer to the B+, just because. Yeah.
Once somebody go back to giving normal regular ratings, grades.
I liked Raw.
Listen, Raw had some cool stuff.
Dynamite.
Raw was probably closer. I don't know. I only watched highlights. So I can't even give a real grade. There was some stuff I liked on Raw, but
wait, we have to get Danielle's rating.
Yeah, we gotta get Danielle, and I haven't given mine yet either.
Oh, we know you're gonna give it. We already know what it is.
I think we're going to go back to rating out of 10 because this
oh my God. No, I really like it. I'm liking the storylines they are building. Actually, the Moxley and Ospreay storyline is really interesting. And also, I really like how they're managing the belt with Harvey, because every time that MJF's trying to get the rematch, he said okay, just put something on the line. For me, maybe he will lose all the AEW belt matches. Maybe he needs to get an international one or something like that. That would be really cool for me. But this episode for me is a A. I haven't watched a lot of AEW since the beginning, but this is the best Dynamite that I've watched in months. Actually,
welcome to Bear Country,
Byron.
Hey Daniel, can I just ask you, Daniel, just before you go any further, given that you're reasonably new to watching wrestling, between the WWE product and the AEW product, what are you enjoying more at the moment?
AEW.
Yeah.
Damn, no hesitation.
A lot more.
Yeah, since last year.
Not even breathe before saying that. We gotta get you one of those, probably in Mexico City.
Byron,
what's up?
Hi.
What's up?
No, what do you give? What rating do you give Dynamite tonight? Letter grade.
I would give Dynamite a A-. I think it was stacked like an old school Clash of the Champions show.
Good
one
time.
of those.
Good times, Byron.
TV. What? 2 times? Yeah.
Good time.
And also the men's tag title program segment. I didn't mind that because it gave me something to give me time to do something else during the show. It was a nice bathroom break for me. But also, I think that they're doing solid work in that program. I think they're doing everything they should be doing, but it's just the exact opposite of the rest of the show. The rest of the show, what they're doing is bringing the youth movement that you all talked about, and that's just the flavor of that. And this is more of the old guard doing stuff. And we're really enjoying all the new stuff. We wanted to see the stuff we've been seeing. We'll tune in Monday or Friday night and watch Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes do stuff, which is not a bad thing,
Friday.
but that's where you go to see that.
Right.
So,
can I tell you my grade now?
No. I grade you a C-.
my real grade now?
All right.
No.
Yeah.
I was literally taking a shit during the Cope segment, so I didn't see it.
Exactly.
So it was literally a bathroom.
I went to the store too.
So I reserve the right to change this if I go back and watch that, and it sucks so much. But I give it an A also. I give it the same.
There you go.
I know what because you guys. I'm not ridiculous. I'm only
We're also doing the
It's a
thing
good
where
week of wrestling for Justin, man.
It is.
Isn't it?
Everything I liked about Raw, I got the same thing tonight from AEW Dynamite. I have no reason not to give it an A. I got some new
is also
talent coming
doing
up that I really enjoy seeing. I got new people in the mix, exciting title situations, storylines that I like, promos that work, good action from the women that was super awesome, an opening match that was great, and a closing match that was great. And in WWE, that stuff, a lot of it was replaced by promos that I really like. But I like promos and I like story stuff. You guys don't necessarily like that as much as I do. But I got it.
We do.
I got it.
We need to see it 50 times in one show.
I got what I wanted from both places. So they both get the same straight up A from me this week.
Fair.
Also, just one thing. That was I need some explanation on the acoustics on the audio for the Moxley segment because it's just it sounded so weird from like I had the headphones on and it just sounded like he was wearing a lavalier.
Whatever it was made Renee grumpy too because she looked like she had to stick up the butt all night.
Her voice was toast.
Yeah, she was.
And she did not.
It seemed like she was getting that drill instructor voice he had.
Yeah, she should have gone home.
She seemed like she was not happy to be there. The voice wasn't working. The attitude wasn't working. And actually, though, for me, it made it more entertaining. I don't know why, but it's kind of like distressed Renee was actually kind of good.
Yeah, she's disappointed in Moxley helping Ospreay.
Yeah, well,
I'm really intrigued about that, but I also like how they're still doing.
I was so weirded out by that from Moxley. I was like, what?
Because Pac and Willow Spray are mortal enemies, and Pac doesn't have a sense of humor or any lightness to his personality, so that was a adorable little thing to relieve the tension.
Hey Coma, I saw your other comment. I don't have it downloaded. I got to download it again.
Oh, good, bro.
And going back to Daniel's comment before that he said that he thinks that he's gonna bring it. No, you know what he's gonna put on the line?
What?
It's gonna be a championship versus hair.
Nah, Cody Claus.
Cody Claus.
No, they cannot do that twice in the same year. Come on, we
haven't talked about that though. Hangman has a Cody Claus on him now.
Oh, yeah,
that's fine.
That's awesome. Just leave it that way.
So they need to bury themselves out of it.
No, it'll be cool how they write themselves out.
We're an hour into the show, so I got to get to the big topic.
Oh wait, just before you do, you guys haven't mentioned the vignette between Swerve and Bandito.
Oh yeah, that was a good thing. I mean, I don't know where it comes from, but
it works.
Let's just book stuff, right? Like, that's pretty good. Yeah.
He does have a championship though.
Oh, right.
Whose house?
I mean, but this is the Tony Khan thing. Like,
house.
Tony Khan goes in back and he's looking around in Cater and he's like, "Oh wait, those two haven't fought each other. I want to see that." And that's just Tony Khan, And so, but the thing I like about it now is now he's saying, "Okay, I want that to be a matchup, so let's make some stuff happen to make that a matchup." Because what he would do before is it would be like, "Oh, Swerve and Bandito. Hey guys, we're filming Rampage in 20 minutes. Why don't you run out there and do a match for 14 minutes?" And people are like, "Yo, I just met this. We didn't even lay out okay, cool, boss.
Rampage will
Builds up a
actually
little bit
happen
hardcore,
that
yeah.
a lot. Yeah,
But that's like I like, and like, how long have we been teasing Andrade versus MJF now? We were talking about that right when Andrade came back of how cool that was, and it's still going.
Oh my god, it was such a good episode because that made me chuckle because like,
yeah,
how do you know? What was
How
the
you
phrase?
know?
How do you know?
How you know?
Do you know? And then he takes off the glasses, and I thought he was gonna say something different, but he didn't. And I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking funny.
No, so he did the meme. He did the meme.
He did the meme, and it was great.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess
look,
that's the beauty of AEW. There's so many like matchups and potential matchups that we can see, and like some real class acts over there. So that's probably half the beauty of it.
As long as AEW can keep the actual writing where it is right now, they're in good shape. I worry that writing slips off at some point in time. We've seen that happen before, especially around football season, where people get busier and there's only one person writing the show. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But also, everybody enjoy your AEW now, while certain people are not distracted and they're very focused on what they're doing with their product.
Get it while the getting's good.
Well, that's a general rule with wrestling, because wrestling is a very inconsistent entertainment medium,
Yeah.
So when it's great, that's when you get the core memories.
WWE has a crazy system of programming to getting their ass kicked by Monday Night Football, and that's when you get the Damian Priests getting elevated and stuff like that, and some of it works, and then they run with it. But like football season, a lot of times is where they build people up on Raw. AEW is doing it right now, and Raw is also doing it right now. So, which is interesting coming out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, but Raw is doing it out of desperation.
So let's talk about the biggest story of the week. As much as I wish it was the Lucha Underground thing, as much as I wish
Tony
it
going
was
on vacation. See you guys.
Kevin Knight, it's really the releases. Because WWE handed them down in a big batch this year. And I know a lot of people have talked about it. We haven't talked about it yet. But there are some interesting call-ups and there are some interesting releases. So I'm interested to know what you guys think about the current situation. I'm glad Meefloaf is not here because we would not just be demonetized, we would be banned. I will say on Meefloaf's behalf that just think of the word twat 20,000 times in regards to WWE releasing Santos Escobar. And that is a complete feeling. Insert a crazy long Meef tirade here about how no one over there knows what they're doing, how they don't understand contract law, how England is better with contract law and Americans are idiots, and that these kind of things should never happen. How could they bring him back and then just let him go again? And maybe he should still stick around, or maybe he should go somewhere else. Anyway, insert that. But let's also start with Santos Escobar. Do we believe that this was a reasonable termination, or is this insanity?
This is
because of the injury.
It's just stupid. It's stupid business practice.
Ridiculously fucking bullshit. We don't need me to say this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, with all due respect to whoever works there, if there was any actual law in the United States for workers, this would be unacceptable. I don't even think that it's still acceptable. Like, of course, you will need like millions of dollars to fight this, right? But how is this? How is this a fucking thing that you can just fire somebody when they got injured working for you, and you let them go before they get healed, and then you deny them services? That's what I'm hearing. I have not.
What is it? It's unprofessional, mate.
It's fuck the professional part. Human wise, what kind of fucking human being does this kind of thing? Like, let's say you have a painter of your house, they fall off the ladder and they break their ankle. Oh, there you go. You go home, motherfucker. No, that they're like, hey, you.
Well, that's wrestling.
Hey, hold on here, though. Persephone, are you hearing this? You want to go to WWE? This is how they treat.
I'm not in this tape right now.
No, I'm just saying, like, wrestlers have this notion about WWE being the place to go because it's been the only place to go for like 20 years. right? And a lot of people grew up watching the WrestleManias and shit. But if you're a wrestler and you're signing with WWE, this is the shit you got to know could happen to you. They don't give a fuck about you if you're not Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes, and even they didn't give a fuck about Cody Rhodes. You know,
but you got to look at certain things too. Like Jalisa Mexa, who was on our show, wrestled what 7 times on NXT and has like 500,000 followers because of it.
True.
There's other sides to it too that you got to look at, because like literally in the grand scheme of televised wrestling, she's nobody, but she has more followers than most of your AEW superstars.
Sure, and that's something that you have to take in consideration. But everybody that sits there and says the grass is greener on the other side in WWE,
I agree.
You
People
know,
are starting to learn now that is not necessarily the case. Like, if you're Aleister Black right now, you have learned that there is no green grass in your world, and you're never going to need to own a mower because there is no side that's greener for you. They all suck for you. Nobody wants you.
But how many of these companies are like, have we talked about that got raided recently? TNA, New Japan, that are just looking for talent. You know, like, you hate to see people get fired, but it is interesting to see where they could end up going and seeing if maybe they can get another start. You know, New Japan could use some new talent. You know, TNA clearly could use some new talent. You won't be able to wrestle independent, but you know.
A union, I still don't understand how there isn't a union.
I don't understand why they're
Hulk Hogan.
I don't understand.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah. No, please, let's not get there. I don't understand why SAG-AFTRA is not protecting wrestlers.
Wait. First of all, there is a very good reason for that. They have not asked to be protected. There is a way and a format to unionizing a show. They are actors on a TV show. If they want to unionize their show, they have to get together, sign the right petition, present it to SAG-AFTRA, and SAG-AFTRA will look at stepping in. I've seen shows that have gotten unionized midway through, like non-union reality shows, like The Deadliest Warrior. You guys remember that show from Spike TV?
Oh, yeah.
It ran 3 seasons, and then the cast and crew, basically, because it was a stunt show, and they weren't following certain stunt regulations, the whole stunt team and then some of the actors and the people that were coming in were like, this is unprofessional. This needs to be unionized. And they went to the union. The union came back and said, yes, we're going to unionize this show. And it killed the production company. The whole show kept going, and the network had to give the show to a different production company because it killed the budget for the other company. They couldn't afford it as a unionized show. But yes, there's no reason why. And I agree that, yes, wrestlers, because of the nature of how they perform, probably do need their own union, because honestly, if they unionized, no one would be able to work the next day, because so much of what wrestling is goes against what is in the actors union or the stunt union. You can't really do a lot of these things. They need their own version that is a combination of what the stunt union does and what the actors union does. So, but if they went to SAG-AFTRA tomorrow, the fact of the matter is they're on television for 52 weeks a year. They should at least be able to get the same protection that the soap opera actors get, the daytime actors. But they have to come together to do it. They have to come together and petition the union to do it. And yes, Hulk Hogan and some of the other top guys stopped that before, because if it had happened back then, leveling the pay scale would have cost those top guys money. Because the pay for the other people to come up to a union regulated wage, that, however, now is not the issue. Everybody's getting paid fine in WWE and AEW. I mean, the lowest paid guys are getting still $70,000, $80,000 a year, which is fine. That's great. That's upper middle class in a small suburban city. You know, they're not getting screwed over. This isn't WWE in the 80s where there was guys making $14,000 for the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. So, yeah, a union would be smart. But I want to talk about what Tony was talking about for a second, the injury status of it all. I got to talk about Teresa Serrano, who was Zoe Stark. Oh, my God. You want to talk about just a screw job? This girl's fighting to come back. She's back. She just got cleared. She's ready to go, and she doesn't even get a chance. Like, I would have said to her, look, we're thinking about letting you go, but How about we give you 3 matches and we see how that goes? And if those 3 matches don't really excite us or don't really do anything, then, you know, take care, brush your hair, whatever.
What?
But just to let her, like, she worked so hard to come back and didn't even get another chance. And she's been sitting on the bench. She fucking killed herself for you guys. And then you're just like, nah, bye.
That's one of the sad stories of the whole lot.
What's that?
How long was she in there? Or like signed?
I reckon
she was on a 3 years.
Well, through NXT. Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Through NXT.
She did had like matches at AEW at one point, right? I think so.
Yeah.
True.
It was like on both shows at one point.
I think she did. I think she did some Dark Elevation stuff or whatever. You know, she's been
had a match with
from
Thunder.
the old Mission Pro days.
Yeah. No. I mean, but I think she had a match with Thunder at Elevation. Yeah.
If TNA was smart, which they're not, they would, and they've kind of said that they would, but they should. It just sucks because they're so tuned into the one side right now. But TNA should be the place where you can go back and revitalize your career a bit, like maybe do a hard reset on some shit, and then work your way back up to the like AEWs or the WWEs of it all.
You used to be.
Well, I know.
I think Gacy and Lewis should go to TNA. I think they're the 2 people that would be great at TNA. And then they can
talk about Zoe Stark, you know, keep Zoe Stark in the WWE kind of universe on the very exterior of it, you know, get in there, get herself back, you know, somewhere, and maybe she can get back to the WWE. You know, it would be nice to see if that was kind of the thing that they were just doing, you know, as a business thing, you know, because it does kind of also make you like a bit of a niche, like, you know what I mean? Like you can the guys go back down there and then they work their way back up, but then it means that like you could
works in either TNA or AEW, to tell you the truth. I think there's room for her. Like I mean a Zoe Stark Tekla match, I can see that tomorrow.
Sure,
100%. Going up with Statlander. She's got a good medium-sized build. She's really strong, but she's also fast. You know, and
Byron just smells some strong cheese or something. He's making some weird faces.
It'll depend if she wants to get back to WWE or go to AEW. You know, because if you go to AEW, you got to buy in. You can't just go there with the hope that you're going to get back to WWE if you go to AEW.
I mean, I think with how they did her at WWE, it wouldn't be hard for her to buy in over at AEW. I think she would be whole hog.
If she does, then it'd be great. You know. Yeah, but it's just you just see a lot of people that go there that you can kind of tell that don't necessarily think that that's the place that they want to end up, and I just don't think that those are the guys or the gals that get the pushes in AEW anymore. I think they're not. You know,
and they're not going to be. Like, look, I think one of the reasons Tekla has the belt right now and why she got her contract re-upped early for a nice bump in pay was because of the fact that she flat out publicly said, not even just to Tony Khan, but flat out publicly said, I have no interest in ever going to WWE. It's not my thing. I don't want to go over there. I'm not really interested in it. And I think Tony Khan heard that and his ears perked up and he was like, okay, I'm ready to invest in you. Are you ready to invest in us? And she said, why wouldn't I be? Give me more money. I'll do more things. Pretty simple relationship. And Tony Khan wants to hear that from more people. Swerve got the big contract because Swerve is not going back to WWE, especially not while Booker T is there. And he got his,
I was just going to say, WWE would have been smarter to keep someone like Zoe Stark and put her, like, even rehabilitate her through the NXT or something, like bring her back up through that again or something. You know, like if she wasn't, you know, good enough for it. But I think a lot of those people that were dismissed. It doesn't come down to their performance or anything, or their injuries or anything like that. I think it's more TKO and bad booking. Really, like it's.
No, it's
I mean, like the Wyatt Six is just like you invested this stuff, and the Wyatt Six didn't work, and it's not.
This is what I'm saying.
But
that's right. It's not necessarily the performers, the wrestlers. You know,
but they're losing an hour. They're losing an hour of television, though. I mean, like from a purely business standpoint, I don't want to take corporation side here, but like they are losing an hour of television time. You know,
from the man that has famously said, Vince McMahon was bad. However, no, it's fine.
They've also gained hours in other places. They got
to get rid of their waters.
They have LFG now. They have NXT. NXT just signed the strangest deal to me too, where CW now.
That was so weird. Yes, they got
because they rated the roster
on a Saturday afternoon now to watch the pay-per-views. Which, by the way, NXT on CW is literally the hardest wrestling show for me to watch because I can't DVR it or tape it anywhere. I basically have to watch it live, or then I have to wait for it to be uploaded on demand.
YouTube TV thing. Like, I don't think you can add it. Like, I think I have it on an app. That's what I'm never watching that. Like,
you have it on Netflix.
I have it on an app. I don't know. Like
Netflix.
Huh?
You have Netflix in Mexico.
Oh, I have Mexican Netflix. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Whereas we call it here
El Netflix.
El Netflix.
Oh, that's not what I thought they called it there.
El Netflix.
Wow, Tony just disappeared. I love it.
Oh yeah.
So Mike Santos and Teresa Serrano and a couple of other people just sucks. Kyrie is an interesting one because now we're hearing that she may have asked to go back home, and I think
she just said she didn't.
She said she didn't?
She said she didn't.
She said she never walked out on anything.
Yeah, she just
damn.
That's what but Dave Turk, that's what WWE told him.
Messy. Yeah. Remember this, everybody signing with WWE. It's messy.
It's the wrestling business in general, though. You go work any indie show, you break your leg in the ring, they're not even going to give you a bottle of water after the match, you know? They're just also that talent is so it doesn't make it right. No, it's not
make it right at a high level, like a corporation like that is worth billion. Like I could understand it if you go to like an indie show in the middle of like Tennessee or whatever. Sorry, Tennessee, I don't know you. But well, yeah, no, I wouldn't. Third world countries, I don't share third world countries. I understand it because they might be broke, and if they have to pay like in America, a medical bill can run you like $100,000
bankruptcy.
Yeah, so
it's the dynamic of
TKO cannot pay a bill somebody to get better. Come on, man, this just
it's just the overall leverage that talent does not have in the business. I mean, it's a hot dog and a handshake. Talent is so desperate to work in this business. The leverage is on the wrong side, and then you go up to TKO, WWE, and they just have the reputation of being the place where everyone wants to work. You just said Aleister Black, who had a great thing going in AEW, he's one of the guys who didn't think AEW was legitimate, and he had a better thing than he got in WWE, ever since NXT. And
I don't know.
He's kind of. I would have killed to walk into Kevin Cross's entire persona.
Or
but they didn't let him do it though. They gave it the Jelly Roll. So it's just
shut up.
It was McAfee, first of all.
Oh, McAfee. Well, I don't really need to.
Well, we might now get Cross versus Black. So
why?
At some indie show because somebody will book it, and because I just put it out there, so I guess that's money.
It's been out there all week. People are already doing fan posters for. I think I put one of them in the DM. Everybody wants to see it.
You guys Malachi Black, but
how do you guys rate Aleister Black?
Dude, if I was TNA, I'd throw a lot of money at him and say.
Here's what I'll say about Aleister Black.
Can you?
Aleister Black absolutely fucking stinks. Tommy End, however, is one of the greatest indie wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
So you take it how you want to take it. I am a huge Tommy End mark. I love Tommy End. I would love to see Tommy End doing Bloodsport. I would love to see Tommy End facing Cross. I would love to see Tommy End show up in AEW or WWE. I do not want to see Malachi Black or Aleister Black ever again.
But the thing about TNA that's kind of interesting as a landing spot for him is they do dabble into that whole like dark universe thing they have going on there that he could kind of fit into. And that technically is like the most interesting thing about TNA that they do.
If I were Aleister Black, though, I would go to New Japan.
That's probably where he's going to end up.
That'd be a good fit.
Is he going to want to actually get on a plane that long and do that much work at this point?
If they can take his girl with him, hey, Cody did it.
Yeah, well, Cody was trying to prove something.
Different age.
I don't know. I also think let's look at, and I think I love all the Bray Wyatt stuff, and I love the spooky stuff that Black was trying to do in the different places in the Wyatt Six. But let's look at the track record that the wrestling industry has with those types of stories. I don't think they've had a good one since the Army of Darkness. I don't think they've been able to deliver on it since. So like that's another reason for Black to go back to Tommy N. Get rid of the bells and whistles. Just do your thing.
I think he's got to go back. It's like I want to see the Dutch kickboxer style thing again, or whatever, like the creepy whatever.
And that's what I'm saying. To take away his gimmicks for his in-ring performance, though. I think he's a great in-ring performer. That's all I'm saying. And
don't get me wrong, I get it. He's into the macabre stuff. He's into the death metal. He's into the dark whatever. I get it, but dude, just go back to being the other badass man.
Is he
like
Swedish? No, he's.
It's just not.
What was his old gimmick?
Nothing. Just a kick, like a,
It's like a European kickboxer kind of gimmick.
Okay.
Dark metal European kickboxer.
He did all the same stuff. He wore less makeup.
Tough guy.
But how far can that go as a character?
Oh, the indies? Infinite.
I'm just saying
it went great.
Okay.
It can go somewhere. It's also a type of character and storytelling that the wrestling industry seems to understand.
He was great in NXT as well. Wow.
And I think there's hope for it. And I just like all of the Malachi Blackness of it all just needs to go away. So that's another interesting one. The Kyrie one's interesting. What other
Motor City?
Here's one more thing about Kyrie.
Bang.
Stardom had their All-Star Grand Queendom, their really big pay-per-view. Like their own WrestleMania, and Natsui Poi had a match. She wrestled Maki Ito, and Maki won. But Poi wore Kyrie's old Stardom gear.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which, I mean, they're friends, and I'm sure they're friends, and they work together and all that stuff. But like, why now is she doing that on the biggest show, her biggest match for the year? That might be an interesting thing to think about, because also Kyrie's supposed to have ties with Rossi over at Marigold, which is the company he started up, and it's not doing all that great. So it'll be interesting to see where Kyrie lands, because she's a wrestler and she wants to wrestle. So
if there's any truth to her wanting to be back in Japan, then she should do all that.
But also, she has tons of fans at AEW, especially Kenny Omega.
Well, this was the question I was getting to. Do you see any of these talent really in AEW? Like, look,
Guns.
We've also heard now that Gargano was talking about leaving. I could see Gargano and Motor City Machine Guns all showing up. And
here's my thing about Gargano, and I love the guy, but I was a big NXT mark. I watched them do all that stuff, and him coming over, and then Ciampa is doing amazing stuff. I love what he's doing a lot. However, if they do DIY in AEW, that's going to feel a lot like Adam Cole doing United, whatever name they're calling themselves this week. The same for like 4 guys. Yeah, no, Adam Cole, they're all great, but like they do the same thing, and it's cool they made money off of the one thing for so long. But I don't want to see Gargano come back and do a Ciampa thing. It's like you kept Edge or you kept Cope and Christian away from each other for a long time.
Well, a lot of what we're seeing right now is the second wave of Black and Gold is dead to WWE. The first wave, yeah. Second wave, no. Second wave, Cross, Athena Palmer, DIY, Razor, and whoever those Cross guys that they were with, and Cross for that matter.
AOP.
Yeah, AOP. Like a lot of the people from that second wave of Black and Gold, Shayna Baszler.
A lot of people from the first one too.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think they've gotten to the point where it's like Triple H gave a shot to all of his people, and now we're past that. And now, look, I get the.
Oh, you get the emoji. What? Come on. How do you do that?
What if I do this one? Does that one do anything?
Reactions on.
I don't have a.
This is horseshit.
You know, a really interesting one I find interesting on the list is probably the last one on the list, Dante Chen. I don't know if anyone saw Dante Chen, but he was the person that handed Obafemi his first loss. And so they've just erased him from the records now. So we'll forget about that loss that Oba took to Dante Chen. Just saying.
I mean, because they never did anything with the character.
Just saying.
It's just brutal. It's just brutal. So let me look at it here.
Hey, so by the way, we were debating. This is on the list of things to talk about. Who had the best retire, or who, if Sting should lose, like Cena lost on his way out, and it's like, oh, Cena lost on his way out to do a bunch of great stuff because that's how you do it. Well, guess what? Sting didn't lose that one match. It was amazing. Had a great memory, and he's still putting Darby over to the point where Darby is now world champion. And Sting is still contributing. Meanwhile, the fuck is Gunther doing? The fuck is Cena doing? He showed up again. He's not even retired.
He is a host now. He's retired from wrestling.
Cena should have won. So the kids don't cry. So kids don't. They have something to believe in, and they don't do drugs and resort to crime.
Oh, please, kids have more problems than Cena losing. Have you seen
the Make-A-Wish kids now are all gone because they don't have Cena to look up to.
Wow. Wow.
They just did a study and found that out.
Well, it was pretty brutal. The top end of the releases to me was brutal. Motor City Machine Guns, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised they were there at all. And I was happy to see them. I was happy that they tried. They got they got some pops. They got some belts.
Why is Bear's microphone so low?
They can say that they were WWE superstars now. Hopefully, it raises their booking prices when they go and do shows and their signings and stuff. Like, I'm proud of those guys. I didn't really expect them to stay. I think
don't know who those guys are.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns, still great. The best era of TNA was the paparazzi thing that was it Saban was doing with Kevin Nash, where he was teaching Kevin Nash how to wrestle like a luchador or like a cruiserweight X Division matches. So then they would show they'd be doing training stuff in the ring, and Nash would jump off the bottom rope. They would do. I mean, Nash would do these, or they would do like a slapstick stuff, like here's a chart that shows like the money going down when like this is on the show, and then Nash would go and just turn it upside down and go, oh, I think I found a way to fix it, like stupid stuff like that.
I mean, like Saban was a part of the X Division as a child when even Samoa and AJ were there. Like he came towards the end of that, and Chris Daniels and all those guys. He was kind of the bump machine in that crew, and then Alex Shelley came along a little bit later. They're great. They've been around forever, though. I mean, those guys are what, early 40s now. So, but
I was surprised they got signed because of that.
Early 40s is a great time. Let me tell you.
But I mean, that's also part of what WWE is now. WWE. I don't think they signed Motor City Machine Guns for the long haul.
What do you thought on Bo Dallas?
There you go.
Okay. Bo Dallas is.
It's a guy.
You don't believe
name that is like a city.
He was more over with that gimmick, the Bo Leave.
I think Danielle loves him
in his brother's shadow.
Bo Dallas.
Bo was great. He never got a fair shot. He was one of the guys who never got a fair shot after NXT.
He kind of also feels like one of those guys that will probably only want to wrestle in WWE for whatever reason. Because last time he was released, he didn't go anywhere.
But would you guys say that his Bo Leave gimmick was better than in his brother's shadow? Because
that was so bad. That was so good. I used to.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was good. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I loved it. Yeah.
But I love the White Six Uncle Howdy stuff too. It's just they didn't do anything. They just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
they
it
didn't
didn't go
write
nowhere.
anything good for it.
They were
They
doing
never
great
wanted
AAA.
They never
In my
wanted to
opinion.
treat it like a big act. I mean, they sort of did, and then
AAA
they
is still
didn't.
WWE, so we
I
don't know if that
mean,
works
it
like that
just-
anymore.
I don't
Actually,
think
AAA would have been
WWE
dope for
ever
them.
understood their own gimmick. I mean, they let them do a mass murder their first night and then had to retcon away from it more and more every day because it made
They
no
shot a
fucking
dude in the head.
sense. What
No,
were
they
they?
was
would have
crazy
been
too,
great
when they-
down
when
in
they did that.
Mexico,
That was
man.
crazy.
The first
But
night
when
was
they did that- when they did
amazing
that-
television where
Yeah.
you're just like, wait, gorilla position just got murdered. What is
But they
happening?
can't. The wrestling
it's
people
like-
making the show can't actually make a movie, so they don't know how
Yeah,
to deal with
that's the
movie
problem.
characters.
I mean, the Wyatt
They
Six,
hired a
the way
guy
they presented
when
them
Bray
on the
was
first
alive.
night was a Lucha
So-
Underground act.
Yeah, actually,
But there was
I
no
was
will
gonna
to
say that.
support that.
So Wyatt Six could be, should be like in a show like Lucha Underground, right?
Right.
It will be like a really good addition to the
They
roster.
could do something with that for sure.
But they
Absolutely.
can't do that on the main
Yeah, they
roster
don't have the
because
IP.
that
You can't do it on the main roster.
universe.
It's
that
never
universe
going to hit the
doesn't
heights that the gimmick had before because it's like a team without its captain, like without Bray Wyatt there because he was just something special. You know what I mean? And for his brother to be that imitation just in a different character, it was never going to hit the height. I don't think it never would have carried. But unless they wrote something really, really good, like you said, it started off so good when you sort of saw that murder scene, and that was like, wow, this is on another level. You know, like
Well,
and it
I think part of the difference between Bray and Bo was Bray, for whatever madness it was, he understood what he was trying to do. So Bray
That's what
was
I'm saying.
always actively pitching for himself. He was always saying, well, let me do this. Well, let me try this.
was
Just go with me.
intricate, man.
And some of it worked and some of it didn't, but he was always actively pitching for himself. Whereas I think Bo was just kind of like, okay, where
Go
should
with
we
the flow.
take this next? What should we do? And was just waiting for them. But it's too weird a gimmick, and it wasn't their gimmick. So the writers in Triple H, I think, just never pulled anything together for it. I liked creepy Dexter Lumis trying to kidnap the Miz and all that stuff. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so upset that Dexter got pulled into the Wyatt Six because they should have let that play out. That stuff was
He's
great.
he's probably one of the White Six man that definitely deserves a shot somewhere else, whether it be in AEW. That I think like I was high on him actually coming through.
Yeah, I
NXT.
mean, look, he's got a ton of friends at TNA and NWA, but I hope he's one of the people I hope goes to AEW.
For sure.
And I think once Tony Khan finds out, like if he sees some of his indie stuff and goes back in his career a bit, not only is the dude an excellent cartoonist and artist, legit, he is also a phenomenal wrestler. He's on the level that Sami Zayn was at the end of El Generico. That's how he normally wrestles. You've never seen him do that in WWE. Maybe a little bit in NXT, but he is a really, really, really good wrestler. He's not just a solid hand. He's like a great wrestler that if you get him on AEW with some of those guys, he's going to get some Meltzer stars.
Let him loose.
real
Let him
fast.
loose.
You know, it'd be kind of interesting. Book it, TK. Here we go. Getting Loomis and Gacy in with when Buddy Matthews comes back.
Yeah.
Like where Buddy comes in and he kind of has like his own House of Black thing going on, but with Gacy and Loomis, you know? And then
Is Buddy going to come back though?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe he goes to WWE. But
I don't know. Like the Rhea conflict of interest thing is so
No, I
bizarre
know.
for both of them now. I
But it
feel like
sounds like
she
he's
gets him
back
in trouble
healthy.
and vice versa.
I don't know. It'd just be it'd be like an interesting story. And if you really wanted to kind of put Brody over, you could have like Brody have to go against his own guys. And, you know, it would be a good way to get Brody kind of over if that was a feud that they were kind of going with. But I think it would be kind of interesting if Buddy coming back and be like, yo, I got injured. Everybody left me. Fuck this place, you know, and like, here's my like goon squad now of like House of Black, you know, and like he's the new, you know,
The Goon
ruler of the
Squad?
Dark Throne.
The
You know,
Gooners?
that'd be kind of interesting, you know.
Gooners?
You're hired. Call your boy. I'm already
Yeah, I
more
know.
interested than half the other stuff out there. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think there's something that could be fun there if Buddy's, you know, back from being hurt, and it sounds like he is. And, you know, even if he, I don't know, you know, it's one of those ones where they're not pushing guys that are going to maybe not be there. I don't know what Buddy's deal is because obviously Rhea, and so maybe he does want to go back to WWE, and obviously he's got injury time on his contract. I don't know, but that would be interesting. I would watch that.
So let's talk about the other side of this for a minute with the call-ups. Because I find it interesting. And like we talked about the AEW version of it, the call-up isn't so much the call-up as it is the push at AEW. It's like you got guys like Speedball and Kevin Knight and whatever getting moments, that they could have gotten lost in the shuffle or been on ROH or doing something else, right? But in WWE, they just straight up gutted NXT.
Just clean the house.
I mean,
yeah.
If you watched NXT 7 months ago, every person on an episode of NXT from 7 months ago is like on the main roster now.
The main roster, yeah.
Sol Ruca is up there now. You've got all of the what is JC Jane's group, that whole group, and Fallon, and they're all up. Joe Hendry got pulled up. Like he was he even on NXT? Like Joe Hendry was like TNA, WrestleMania, NXT for a cup of coffee, main roster. I don't even know why they put him on NXT. I would have just put him in the main roster to begin with. I don't know why, but anyway, it would have made him seem like a much bigger deal. Trick Williams, Obafemi, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Ricky Stark,
Saints,
Miller.
Like, wow. You got to be, if you were one of the top players, like if you're Kalani Jordan or Jada Parker, and you're still in NXT right now, you're like, damn, who did I piss off? They took everybody but me.
Did Blake Monroe go up?
Yeah, Blake
I was
Monroe
going to ask
went
the
up.
same thing. Yeah.
Tony D'Angelo sitting around like, yo, what happened?
Against War.
What do you mean?
Well, he's going to be the Don of NXT, mate. You can live by it.
You know, I can't even fight Andre Chase. You fired him? What the hell? He's the last familiar face around here. What do you guys think about this tremendously huge batch of call-ups? This is the biggest batch of at-once call-ups within a 3-month period ever from NXT.
I'm curious what they're going to do at NXT. like I don't know. Like who? I mean, they obviously have some plans here, but I mean. Obviously,
the women division is good, actually. The NXT women division is good
for sure, but the men's is kind of lacking right now.
Well, I mean, you threw Evil in this week.
Yeah, it's always been the problem that the men's division is not. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just never. Like, I literally just walk out every. I do the opposite of what most people do, I guess. But every time I see guys on the mic, I'm out. Guys wrestling, I'm out. I just what it is. It's just I don't know what is it. It seems
well, to me,
low
the best in recent years was when Carmelo was kind of on his way out and Trick was on his way up. That was the most interesting. The men's division, and they had a bunch of people around them too, like that were doing cool shit. Even Baron Corbin at the time was actually doing some fun stuff on NXT.
I gotta say, when they had Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Come this out. Makes my skin crawl every time.
Yeah, yes, I know. That's what I do.
Back to like DIY, man, when those guys were having one-on-ones with each other, man, they put on some bangers, man, against Johnny Wrestling and Tommaso Ciampa, man, when they were going one-on-one.
Mr. Iguana is joining NXT?
Hey?
No. I hope not, for his sake.
Okay.
No, they will destroy his.
AAA is the more over show, in my opinion. I would stay there.
Okay.
Yeah, great. And now they're going to do. They're going to start doing 2-hour shows now. Like it's not going to be.
You mean Undertaker's promotion?
Undertaker's promotion, yeah.
That's what it's called now. The Undertaker's promotion down in Mexico.
Yeah.
Where Tony Stratton's whatever husband works.
I think they've got it at NXT. They've got it at NXT just to make that
where
shift.
Tiffany Stratton's English husband works.
English.
God damn.
Somebody said that he was actually English, something like that this morning.
Ric Flair said,
"No, but I know that part. I know that part. But I think. Hey, Brian, thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate it. Somebody said this morning on our private chat that he is actually somehow British. By
Marcel?
Like Yeah.
Maybe.
What was his name? Meef said that. So he's our resident.
Meef wants everybody to be English.
Yeah, I guess.
Probably played for Leeds.
Well, do you guys think that it was a?
Pittsburgh,
Oh, sorry.
West Germany. So no, Marcel Bartel is not English.
But you don't have to be born in places to be citizen of other countries.
What are you gonna say, Daniel?
El Grande Americano.
Father's name is Axel Dieter.
Tita.
Dieter.
His father was a famous German wrestler.
Everybody's father's a famous wrestler. I think my dad was
like mine.
I don't know where he got this information that he's.
You know, Daniel is just the son of Último Guerrero. No, I'm kidding. Hey, everybody should go and watch that. That was pretty funny.
First of all, that's not an interview. That is a show that has interviews in it, but is not a standard interview. That is anything but a standard interview. That is the between two ferns of wrestling. What does he call it? Under the mat.
Between
Johnny
two mats. Between two mats with Johnny Sins. He's gonna be so mad at me right now. He's gonna be here in 2 weeks, so he's gonna bring this up, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm gonna rip him a new one. I gotta get my Simon impression down even more.
Yes.
I unleashed my Simon impression the other day.
He had a really good match yesterday, I've for what I've heard.
It is some funny stuff, though.
Yeah, there is some funny stuff. Yeah, I get referenced a lot in this. Nobody knows what they're talking about, but yeah, I get referenced a lot.
But I do. If the jokes are for me, then the jokes are good.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
You get a kick out of it.
Hey, as long as at the end of the show they just go, the aristocrats, you'll be fine. Yeah, I don't. The call ups, the whole thing is.
You want my comment on this? Sorry, I was kind of like texting people when I was talking about this, and I said this on Monday. I think reeks of desperation.
You think so?
Of course.
Yes. What is there any other reason to fire? What was it? 25 people and then bring everybody that was not called up? And again, I said this on Monday. This is gonna ruin a lot of people's careers.
Yep.
Not right now, but
eventually
2 years from now, all those developments and stuff like that, like Javon. Am I pronouncing his name right? I don't want
Javon.
Javon. I'm Mexican. I can mispronounce names.
Javon.
Juan. 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 That's his name from now on. Juan. What, Justin? Is that a problem? You call me Mexican Juan, so we're gonna do the same thing with Black Hawk.
No, I want to see Juan Avon.
Juan! Oh my God, Juan is so good.
Tag team match with Grande Americano.
Yeah, Juan. He's
fire Rayo and Bravo and make it Juan in America, Grande Americano.
His development it was still 6 months off, right? So
Right.
2 years from now, we're gonna be like, oh, they caught him because he never hold a belt at NXT, so he didn't know what to do with the belt. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen. Again, I actually like the guy.
Shawn Michaels wanted to keep him.
Is amazing, but this is what happens when you don't let people develop on time because you're desperate as a company to bring people up.
But Tony,
and their roster's already stacked too. That's
the
the
way I
thing too,
look
man.
at it is Tozawa's only got a certain amount of years left. They're grooming
Tozawa alone.
As a wrestler, please mention that.
They're grooming Javon to take over for Tozawa.
Yeah, like you have to context people out of it. He only has a few years left as a wrestler.
Right.
You don't know.
So nonchalant.
Evil debuting on NXT, I thought was excellent.
You mean War?
I felt bad. I felt bad for him being on NXT compared to the main roster, but at the same time, I thought it was great for NXT.
He asked for it, right?
That's how it works.
That's what they say. There's no point to him being on any WWE TV except as a favor to EO. I love the guy. I appreciate his work. I'm a fan of his
you don't think he'll make NXT better?
You're a friend of Japanese? Is that what you said?
That's how it all works, though, man. Like,
I like Japanese people.
Like,
I'm a friend of the
that's the big-
Japan.
like-
I like him. No, I watched him for like decades in Japan, but the fuck is he doing in NXT or WWE? They don't. What are they gonna write for him? What's he gonna do there? He doesn't fit in. He
You're on the
doesn't
money,
fit into
Khaleesi.
what
You're on
they
the
Fighting
think
someone.
They know.
What?
Fighting Samoan people.
No, they
Right.
make movies and stories. They're not about wrestling.
Oh,
That's not the wrestling show. Doesn't
you
want
notice that every like experienced wrestler that comes across to WWE, if they're not over, like let's just say Pentagon, who went straight to the main roster, they all go to NXT. That's just the way that they work their stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, if
Whether
they're
they've got the experience.
smart, they do what Evil and Stephanie Vaquer did, which is
Mhm.
say, I want to go to NXT.
Yeah.
Let me put in a little bit of time. It shows that you're down for the business. It impresses Shawn Michaels if you do that, because you know you're going to be on his good side immediately. If you're like,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm a higher caliber star, but I want to go down there. I want to come learn your system, learn what you guys do. I want to
Go
learn
through
from
the
Shawn
system,
Michaels. I
exactly.
want to learn from that
But
team.
as Khaleesi just said, Jade Cargill would have been a perfect example. You know, like putting her through there because she.
It shows
there's a lot
you who
she
Jade
lacked, and
Cargill is, though. She had the same option that
Right.
Stephanie Vaquer had, and she chose.
She was a big signing.
I'm a
and she was-
superstar.
She didn't
I
go
can
to be a
go the main
wrestler. She
roster.
went to be a bigger star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that worked.
It worked great. She fucking
Did it?
fought Rhea Ripley at a WrestleMania already.
Yeah, I get it, right? How they put it over, but to us, the audience, so are we sitting there going?
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, but here's the reality. I think she made the right choice for her in general, because I think if she had gone to NXT, she would have washed out and never made main roster. I think she absolutely made the right choice. She forced their hand, and now they're stuck having to make her appear as if she is something worth being.
I don't know
on the
about
main
that,
roster.
because isn't that what people were saying? Just like, and I mean people around here, about Ricky Saints. I still hate that name.
Ugh.
You know, like that's what people were saying. Like, oh, his NXT run is ruining his main. Who said that? Is that
You
was
know
that
what's
you,
so
Byron?
funny about Ricky Starks?
Yeah,
He did
but
the I'm leaving
Ricky-
NXT crying thing. He like got all emotional saying goodbye to everyone in that one place he worked at for like 6 months.
Hey, he was emotional for him.
It was great.
Much
look,
love.
look. The difference between Ricky and Jade, though, is 1,000 trillion miles. Okay, Jade can't wrestle.
No, no, really. The flat news. Oh, I have
But I'm
breaking news
saying,
again.
as much as you could ruin Ricky with gimmicks and this, that, or the other thing, he does still know a little bit how to cut a promo, whether you like his promos or not. He has a thing that he can do. He can still go in the ring. He's got moves. He's got wind. He can go. He can have a 40-minute match and be credible. Jade Cargill has never proven either thing. And I don't dislike Jade. I like her as an attraction.
Yeah.
But, you know, are we
But what's-
and her match against Rhea
what do you
Ripley at
what-
Mania wasn't terrible, but Rhea
what do
had
you
to
find
carry it.
Yeah. But Jade
Besides,
needs to have
besides the looks that she has, right? What do you find attractive about her? Like, do you find her mic skill attractive? Do you find her in-ring performance attractive?
I like,
what do
I
you
like
Well,
the
she looks very
I
strong.
like the attitude. I like the look.
she is.
Some of it works. I like when she comes to the ring with the baddies and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, there
So
were
the-
times when
what she was doing at
AEW.
AEW.
There was time,
Yeah.
but there's nothing wrong with doing the same gimmick.
Mhm.
Everyone is like, oh, she come to WWE. She has to be something different now. Why? Was Hogan something
Yeah,
different when he first went to WCW? No. And it drew a ton of money for a long time. And half of those guys, Bret Hart, did Bret Hart ever change his gimmick when he came to WCW? No. He
I
put on
think
a
it's-
different pair of tights.
I think it's because of the tribalism. It's the tribalism of it all, where when they're on AEW and they're doing the gimmick, people hate it. But now that it's working in WWE, it's like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. And it's like,
But
well,
they're
it's the
saying
same
the
freaking
opposite. They're
gimmick.
saying she shouldn't be doing the baddies thing in AEW and whatever.
I
and it's
did
like-
not say that.
Or
I
in
only
WWE.
said she had to go back to what was working before, because whatever it wasn't working anymore.
Look, I love B-Fab and what's her face being her.
Hold up.
Why am I drawing
With
a
all
blank
the
on her
releases,
name?
BFAB is still hired. No offense to her. I don't want her to be unemployed, but it just seems like
Exactly. Bad comparison.
because yeah. All right.
Also, Brian's comment is here, so it's actually
I mean, at some point, WWE's got to let these guys sink or swim because there was that generation that is gone now, man. That like Brock Lesnar, John Cena, AJ Styles, all the guys that came in the mid 2000s. Your Randy Orton's on all these guys at the top have maybe a few more years left in them, that have been there for 20 years.
Of course, you always have to do that. Like that evidently you have to have people come up or whatever, but that does not mean you don't prepare them enough. And that's what I think some of the cases are here, where they're just moving them because they're a little bit desperate.
But look, new TKO has gotten what they wanted out of Jade. And I don't think she's going to last. I don't think she's going to get renewed. I think Jade will be out on the street.
But my point is, if we want them to just kick the bird out of the nest or see if it flies, let's not feel bad about people getting cut next year, because there will probably be 30 people getting cut next year. Because
that's what I'm saying. I think Jade is probably on the bubble to be one of those, and her baddies will probably go with her.
Hopefully, some of them will not be injured and get kicked out of a company after just.
But that's what they.
That's my biggest complaint.
Lots of fire. But that's under everybody's ass, man.
But that's the thing about the industry, man, is that it's even if you're giving shit, you got to get it over some way, and if you don't, it's a brutal business, and you'll be out. And like they said, you got to grab that brass ring when you can, and if you don't, there's going to be somebody else that's coming in for your spot, and. Some of these guys look like they could grab that brass ring, especially Obi. Oba looks like a monster, man.
It's what's on right now, huh?
It is.
But I gotta say, like, if you are leaving WWE, like Aleister Black, aka Tommy, and he's got almost 1 million followers.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
This is my point from earlier. It's like. Okay, so things weren't working out for him at AEW anyway, as I think you realized from the comments from some of the other talent. Like, there were some people at AEW that liked him. There's plenty of people that did not. I don't know if he ever goes back there. Don't know if he should. I don't know if he'd feel as appreciated as he wants to feel if he goes back there. I wouldn't go back there if I was him. But that little stopover back in the WWE, his following's huge. Huge.
How many follow though?
1 million.
You know what I mean? Like, how many follow him to the next place? If TNA got him, are they all is TNA's ratings going to go up on?
But in this day and age, exposure is worth so much.
It's like, you know how many followers Stephanie Baker had before she signed with WWE?
200.
No, she had 300,000 followers, a little bit less than that, like 289. You know how many she has right now?
2 million.
2 or 3 million.
2 million.
Millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can leave. She can have a living out of her Instagram.
Right.
Just out of the Instagram.
And with the stuff that Zelina and Tommy do outside of WWE already, they are influencers already, especially her. I mean, her podcast does great numbers, and she does all sorts of stuff, and all those girls are doing good stuff.
If you want to come over,
people ask why Dakota Kai is not doing a ton of stuff. She doesn't have to. She's got stuff going on. Her name alone, she has bookings and appearances and other things. She doesn't have to wrestle every weekend for $500.
Right.
A lot of these guys don't have to do that stuff, And then there's other ones like Cross who can ask for a whole bunch of money to go out on the indies. You only are bringing Kevin Cross into your show if he's headlining and you're going to do something in a decent sized venue where you can put asses in seats now. That's it.
Is he the new Cardona?
He was the Cardona when he was out the last time. They were making about the same amount of money that year.
I just mean, like, in general, as the guy the Cardona where you brought him in as the big guy and he made it on the indies for a long time because he kind of didn't have a spot
Right.
at the top.
Well, Cardona was something special though, because Cardona was also wrestling in AEW. He was wrestling in AAA. He could go to CMLL. He could go to New Japan. He could show up at TNA. He could be in NWA. And like literally he did. He did GCW stuff. He showed up everywhere. He really, really, honest to God, was the indie god. I don't know if and charging an astronomical rate and getting it and deserving it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he wanted to do that, couldn't he do that?
No one could do what Cardona did. No one. I don't know why he had the special, unique ability to do it. I mean, Zack Ryder, it's because of that, the way that Zack Ryder gimmick went at a certain point, and because he got that groundswell. Cross got a little bit of that, but it wasn't the same, because Cross was actually getting it from the crossover mainstream. What Cardona did with his gimmick was he actually got all the nerds and the IWC behind him before he even left WWE.
Well, Cardona was so
getting
smart.
all the other
He got himself.
Cross already had all of us.
Cardona got one of those flip cameras.
Yeah.
And started doing the Z True Hollywood story thing. He got himself over. He figured out something that everyone else clued in on like 10 years later.
Yeah.
And so, you know, to step back and look on the big scale, he's doing that with his career all the way through. He does a podcast about toys, which sounds stupid, except that's a whole successful career that he has that is going great, you know. And then he found a niche, he found people to do it with, and it's not just like a novelty either. It's a great podcast if you're into collectibles and toys and all that stuff. And he just applies that to the indie work. He did the death match, but he didn't just sign up to do a death match. He wanted to do his part of making a death match with Nick Gage special. And he puts that in all the way through. Now he's back at WWE, and now you're just coasting and catering until you need to get renewed. But
now, where did he do
that's why he was a success. He's
promotion?
been special his whole career in that regard.
Well, he did the thing that the a lot of reality TV stars do, where they get their following and then kind of branch it out and cash in on their popularity for however long they have it, you know.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And media is changing right now, and so some of these people that release, you know, if you are a wrestler, let's put it this way, if you are a wrestler, you should be always having your side hustle of something else, you know, that you can use your following for.
And listen, if WWE was smart, and it feels like they are being smart with Cardona this time, just because he's back, don't make him follow all the WWE rules again. Just let him keep doing all of it. And now let him do it and say the letters WWE. And he's still doing Busted Open. He's still doing Major Figs stuff. He's still putting out toys. He's still collecting a bunch of stuff. Where they're missing the boat is that they won't let him do the signings. And that's a mistake. Because Fanatics has the rights to all the signings and all this stuff. So he can't go and do the WrestleCons. He can't do some of the appearances. And what they're going to do is they're not going to hurt Matt. He's making his money and doing it other ways and doing online stuff and this, that, and the other thing. They're going to hurt their own indie credibility by keeping him away from that stuff. And I know they got a deal, but man, there's exceptions to every rule. You should be letting Danhausen and Matt Cardona still be indie darlings on top of doing all of your major league stuff.
They should pair those two together soon.
Yeah,
I don't think WWE couldn't go wrong with just giving like a lot of the wrestlers a bit of creative control just to see where they go with their storylines. You know, it's one of those things that you could just give them a little bit of leeway and just see where they go with it, and then you could probably ride on it from there. But yeah, I just think, you know,
there's a problem with that though. It's a big corporation, and you're going to try and tell,
of course,
Ari Emanuel that someone whose name doesn't
they can't really go any lower right now. You know, I mean, the bar's pretty low at the moment. They're only really going to go up if you.
Oh, you want to bet?
Okay, so
you reckon?
Let me give you some TKO numbers real quick. TKO, first of all, revenue went up 22% last year for
Danhausen.
That was before Danhausen. They're already predicting that because of Danhausen, they're going to get another increase like that this year. Danhausen is by far one of their best T-shirt sellers in history of WWE, and he's only been there 3 months. The amount of merchandise that he's moved has flabbergasted the entire industry. Nobody understands it. This is part of what he was the number 2 seller for AEW in a year that he did not appear on TV one single time. And he was the number 2 seller for AEW. That's incredible. It's
crazy.
But so TKO made about $4.75 billion.
Wow.
Of revenue. Now that's not profit, but just of net income after all expenses are paid, including executives, companies, debt, everything is paid off. They made a net income of $546 million. That is basically extra money. That's just going into the coffers of the company now. So when you're looking at these cuts and whatnot, basically you're saying there was $500 million that could have paid some of these people to stick around a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, now you're getting into just society in general and big money and corporations, and that's like not this podcast, but
I get the whole like there's only so much room. You're losing an hour of SmackDown. You're taking guys in and out. I think though, back to what you guys were saying before is what the company, I think, looks at this as, what TKO would call this, is a paradigm shift. It's not desperation. It's an intentional paradigm shift in their business model. They want to, and they've been saying this, and I've been saying it on this show because it's no secret to the creative people over there, and that shit trickles down to me and Meltzer and all these other people. We've been hearing it. TKO has wanted to youthen up this program. They don't want to do what Nick Khan went to Vince McMahon and said, what do you want to do? You have 2 choices. Either you can get rid of some of these top guys, or we have to gut the middle coming out of the pandemic. Vince chose to gut the middle, but he didn't, in the process of doing that, really invest in bringing up people. Triple H did that as Vince McMahon was getting pushed out by bringing in his black and gold. So now TKO is taking the other path of like, no, we're going to gut some top guys. We're going to lose a Kyrie. We're going to lose a Santos. We're going to get rid of some of these big paychecks that we don't feel are where to invest. And we're going to really invest in the youth. We want to build new stars. We want the Obafemi thing that they basically set up for ESPN with Brock and paid him an extra 7 figures to come and do business with Obafemi. May have backfired because then he didn't want to do the other piece of business that Triple H was hoping for. But they're very intentionally saying, no, CW, they signed the deal with CW for the pay-per-views and then gutted NXT, by the way. That deal was being worked on 2 months ago. They had it pretty much all lined up, got the signatures, gutted NXT, then announced the deal. That is some ruthless business right there.
Brutal.
Like you guys just paid us to give you pay-per-views, but also we're going to take all the talent away from those. We're not even going to leave you a Ricky Starks. We're not even going to leave you one Ethan. We're taking all of them, man. Every single one of them. They're coming up here.
We're going to see how that plays out, though.
Thanks.
We're going to see how that plays out.
But then the way they release the information, they screw over the CW, and then they put out this piece of news today that, hey, we're giving you guys all the pay-per-views. This is textbook TKO. They minimize Triple H by saying, Triple H, we're going to hand you the crown. We're going to give you Vince's empire, but you have to give us all of your board shares. Triple H had shares in the board of WWE when Vince owned it. Triple H does not have shares in the board of TKO. They took them to give him his crown. This is how smart these guys are. They're playing business on a different level, and it is business to them. It is not entertainment for us. It's business to them. They're the kings. They're the ones in charge. And all we can do is hope that they have the right idea investing in some of this younger talent. That this paradigm shift that TKO is doing makes sense for us as viewers. To me, this week, it felt really good. I liked the direction they were going. We got a few of those established stars here. We're actually using them because they're not – TKO is not Tony Khan. They're not going to pay top guys to sit around.
Just out of curiosity, The Rock being on the board of TKO, how much of a percentage does of a say does he have in the actual?
None. An actual say?
Yeah, like how much? Well, first of all, how much of a percentage does he have in?
I think it's 8 to 10 or something.
Okay,
but that was a paycheck to keep his name attached. And to have him involved and to have one of the biggest stars in the world in your pocket. But when it comes to, but if The Rock showed up and said, hey, I think we should do this and this and this with WWE, absolutely they will listen. Can Rock come in and sit down on the board and say, hey guys, here's what we're doing with WWE next year? Absolutely not. Ari Emanuel,
he didn't have any say a couple of WrestleManias back. The whole Cody thing was supposed to happen. He didn't have. Did he have a say when he interjected in that WrestleMania a couple of years ago with Cody and that?
No, that was TKO.
Yeah.
Bringing.
So really, he has shares in it, but he doesn't have a say in it. But he's just the face of what TKO is for the brand, kind of thing.
But this is what they do. Dana White runs the UFC, right? Except behind the scenes, Dana White will be the first one to tell you that this Ronda Rousey-Gina Carano fight is a fight that he wanted to make. He is furious that Netflix is getting that fight, and he loves Ronda, even when she's talking shit about him in UFC. Because when she's talking shit about UFC, she's not talking about Dana White.
Yeah.
He loves her. He give her whatever the fuck she wants. But he is a figurehead. But he's also a figurehead that does get to run the day-to-day. Triple H does get to run the day-to-day. The problem is the second TKO is like, oh, man, sales are down. Last year it was for Elimination Chamber. They were like, they got scared. Elimination Chamber looked a little thin, whatever. They're like, yeah, let's bring The Rock in now. We can come up with something. And everyone agreed. It wasn't Triple H's idea, but he didn't disagree. TKO said, we're giving you The Rock for Elimination Chamber. Make a big storyline out of it. Okay, Rock's in the main storyline. And Cena's going to turn, and he's going to be on the team with The Rock, and we're going to do this whole thing. And Cena was even like, oh my God, I'd love to be a heel. This is cool. I'm down with this. But then a few weeks later, you got Cena and all his people in there. You got Rock and his guy Gerwitz is in there. You got Nick Khan and Shapiro and Ari Emanuel thinking on this other big level for WrestleMania. And you got Triple H, who already has 7 months of storyline worked out with Heyman of where this whole thing was supposed to go. But now you've got everyone involved. And so what happened? Everyone said, hey, Rock, blah, blah, blah. Rock also paid deference to Cena. He was like, dude, I'm not going to mess up Cena's retirement run. What does he want to do? And blah, blah, blah. And Cena was like, oh, I got some ideas on the direction. Cena was as responsible for his heel turn being crappy as anybody else. Cena was the one who was like, oh, I can get back at the fans for how they treated me during that whole let's go Cena sucks era. I can like totally play off of that. And that was his idea.
Yeah.
And TKO was like, let John run. And you know what Rock said? It was like, yeah, man, whatever. If it's his thing, it's his thing. I got other stuff to do. Cool. I can barely be here anyway. I'll just bow the fuck out. So, yeah, do you get Rock at Mania? Rock's sitting there like, if y'all want me to swing through, I'll swing through. But if John's going to do his thing, let John do his thing.
Swing through with Travis Scott. Yeah, that was a real good move, wasn't it?
And Travis Scott was completely 134% Ari Emanuel. Period. So what is and everyone's like, oh, Triple H can't write anymore. Triple H can't do. Triple H didn't have anything to do with it. Triple H is like, what do you guys want me to book? I'll write. Okay. A week's notice. You changing it up and you're giving me Travis Scott instead of The Rock. Okay, I guess that's what I'm writing.
Looking at this smoke.
He's the writer.
No.
He doesn't make those decisions. He doesn't. Triple H isn't calling up Travis Scott. Anyway,
I just found it so funny.
Let's get to some pops and drops. Actually, no. You know what I got to do before that? Hey, Byron.
You got to promote the thing that we said you have to promote.
Oh God, I got to do that too.
Master Republic.
Yeah,
Master
I just
Republic.
remember that's what I put.
Face. Oh, did we not do this? Did we not do this?
We didn't.
Lucha Underground comes back up there. Home Face offers the best in class skin, hair, body care solutions. Powered by K-Beauty Technology, Home Face products are 100% vegan, Leafy Bunny certified cruelty-free, and crafted with clean, skin-friendly ingredients. For a limited time, add our promo code MMM20 to get 20% off and free shipping on Home Face products in the coastal United States. Elevate your grooming and routine and experience the HF difference today. So the product. Oh God, that's hilarious! I just saw Mel posted something that was very funny. This is the product. This is this month's product. We're almost to next month. I've got a box sitting around here. I can't wait to open. I don't even know where it is. I got a box sitting here. I don't know what's in it for next month. But this month, we're doing the 2-in-1 strengthening shampoo and conditioner. Get on there, get your 20% off on this. Get it shipped to your house. 2 squirts in the hair, shampoo and conditioner.
Wait, you're doing 2? Make it
too.
last.
I got some thick curly hair. Dude, it's 16.9 fluid ounces.
I know I'm gonna make it last the whole year, man.
Half a liter. That's what he's saying.
I like it so much, man.
Bear, you could get more.
Tested.
I know where you can go and get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
And you get the discount there. It's formulated without parabens and sulfates, non-comedogenic, non-stripping, certified cruelty-free, gluten-free. It's got natural DHT blockers to fight against hair loss. Clearly, I need a little bit of that. Supports hair regrowth. Clearly, I need a little bit of that too. Volumizes, adds shines, and delivers essential nutrients. It's a great solution for your dandruff, your dryness, thinning hair, hair loss, itchy scalp, damaged hair, oily excess, and all hair and scalp types. Gets to the root of your problems. Okay, I gotta say this voice though. It says right here, use the voice. Gets to the root of your problems by rebalancing the skin biome, removing excess oil and product buildup within the hair follicles to boost healthy hair growth, reducing hair loss, and gently exfoliating the scalp without stripping moisture needed with plant suffocants. That's really hard to say. Infused with bioactives to strengthen thinning hair, deliver essential nutrients, volumize, soften, and smooth hair for resiliency, density, and shine. That's right. Experience the Home Face difference today. Our code MMM20 at www.HOMMEFACE.com. That's MMM20 at homeface.com. Get it now.
It's really good stuff. All of it.
Jolly good stuff. Jolly good stuff, mate.
Yes. A bunch of beautiful men being beautiful. Yes. The Rock and John
Did
Cena
we do a separate reel of this month's product? Are we doing individual clips put out?
I'm doing the one that I sent you, but better.
Okay.
Like the end of the week.
Okay.
If I get my package on time in Kansas.
Have you gotten a tracking yet?
Wait.
No,
Byron. Read this and address this. Let's see if you can do this.
All right, I'm going to read it before I even read it. Hey, guys, I'm new to the show and to WWE /AEW. What would you recommend I watch or learn to get into? I would say buy a subscription to Wrestle Universe and start watching DDT Pro shows.
No, man.
Two shows.
Watch Raw and watch Dynamite. Those are the two best shows.
Watch DDT Pro
Raw
shows.
and Dynamite.
Just watch Raw and Dynamite. Those are the two best shows from each. Well, AAA, but
I'll send you some links.
and
This week Dynamite.
And this week's Dynamite.
Yeah,
And then make
for
a decision
sure.
based on
And you
that.
can
Or
watch
it for
Stop everybody.
Don't make a decision, man. Just watch it all. If you like it.
And you can watch AEW en español with Álvaro Riojas as a commentator. And he's pretty good. He will explain a lot of things when you're watching it. Yeah.
The real answer is yes. Watch Dynamite and yes, watch Raw. And decide for yourself if you like one of those brands more than the other. But those two shows will unlock most of the storylines. You'll even get to see recaps from SmackDown because WWE has a more separated roster than AEW right now. But I would not recommend watching SmackDown right now. Just suffer through the recaps and maybe. And the other thing I would say is pay attention to the social media accounts for both because you can get a lot of information from that and figure out which characters and which storylines and which matches you're interested in very quickly from both of their wonderful social media accounts. Kudos to both companies' social media people right now. They're doing a great job. And I think that gives you a good overview. If you want to start diving deeper after that, then that's when you can start diving deeper into Collision and SmackDown and NXT.
No, I will say,
TNA
if you want to dive deeper in stuff like that, go to AAA.
AAA is great.
And go to CMLL. Now they have a show. They have a weekly show on Fox.
Yeah, a lot of homework for him to do.
I have Fox. You can watch it in my house.
Yeah, there you go. See, we can all watch Fox shows
and then Como's gonna pitch you on JCW.
Yeah, of course, JCW. Look at
No,
that.
no. Let him first.
You're just giving him enough homework there.
Tranquilos, muchachos.
You want to get to the fringes.
I still like the fact that in my brain, tranquilo, it's like a go-to word. Even though like I'm speaking English, I've still switched to that tranquilo part.
And watching
we get it.
What happened to Justin? It's like he's got a toothache. Somebody
if you want to,
somebody screenshot this.
If you're really interested in the history and some deep dives of things, you know, YouTube has a lot of great. Well, YouTube also has some great, like, where, well, not just that, but YouTube will talk about, like, who the Bloodline is. Like, they'll give you, like, an hour-long recap of every storyline from the Bloodline somewhere, you know? And because the Bloodline's coming back. And so knowing the backstories of some of the Bloodline can kind of be relevant to what's happening now, you know? And vice versa in AEW, you can see, like, the Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland feud, you know, over, like, an hour. You know, and so YouTube is a really great resource to be able to get some of the history for some of the things going on if you really want to go and do a deep dive if you get invested in it. You know?
And
if you want to do a deeper dive to compare things,
if you really want to,
99 Starcade WCW,
one of the best matches ever at AEW, I recommend you go and watch St. Patrick's Day Lights Out match with Thunder Rosa and La Doctora.
Yeah, match is okay.
That was an incredible match.
That was a great match. That was a great match.
Well, I'm not gonna do it like Thunder does because La Doctor Zeta, but she means like Doctor Silla. So that was funny.
That's brutal.
I'm trying to find a good way to show the other thing. Good Lord, Ladybird, stop it! Get off my IG. Where is Masked Mania? I wanted to talk about Masked Mania, but I don't have anything to put on the screen.
You can just mention it. We can put it on next time because some people have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And lunch. And, I mean, dinner, not. Yeah.
I'm just not used to navigating IG on the computer.
These whole people.
Well, start thinking about your pops and drops, fools.
I got mine.
I got mine.
Okay. We'll give them.
Never have anything.
All right, I got mine.
Okay, go.
Oh, go. You go first, Byron.
All right, so I'm gonna say, obviously, I mean, it's probably gonna be all of our pops. Kevin Knight with showing out.
That's cheating.
That's not my pop. I'm just saying, I think that's something that we all would pop for. So I just want to say, like, I'm on board with the thing that we're all gonna say. But I also, on this specific Dynamite, which traditionally AEW has not had inspired direction or cinematography consistently. This one I thought they They did a good job, but you could tell that they were trying something in some places. Kevin Knight's walk to the ring, he worked the jib. That was on purpose.
I got something to say to this.
And then he had some cool dives, which were reminiscent of Eddie Guerrero doing a big crossbody off the top rope. But like that Eddie Guerrero shot, it was half or a little bit done because of the camera angle, where he's diving from way up above at the camera almost. And so they did those shots for Kevin Knight's work. Later on, just the camera work all around the main event. They really highlighted big spots like going through the barricade. They cut to a shot I've never seen before. And then they did a replay, which was another amazing shot. It just felt like they knew what they were going to do, and then they went out of their way to try and do a good job of it.
It was like after the blood hit the lens, they realized they could do some crazy shit with the cameras too.
Yeah,
because in the main event, the camera guy got hit at one point, and the camera was all over. And I made a note because I'm like, dude, they got to start doing some of this stuff intentionally, because I've seen there's another one that I can't quite put my finger on that I saw the other day that I was like, oh, that's kind of reminds me of the blood on the lens thing. And then today when I saw the camera get hit, I was like, okay, they're really putting us in there in a way that I haven't seen in wrestling before, which is kind of cool. Like when I would do indie shows, sometimes it would happen when I'd film it, I get hit just because I'm and like chaos, sometimes it added some chaos. And so like in a Darby match, having the Darby hit the camera guy, like you're saying with the Kevin Knight thing, it added to that like chaos of like what a Darby match is. And so
the finish
it was cool.
The finish to the Kevin Knight match also, they had you could tell this is the shot they wanted, and it told the story. You have Kevin Knight in the foreground with the belt. He had just one small package. You have Max in the background with that very vaudeville overexpressed expression in the background to make sure that you see him completely shocked, and he held it forever. But that's how you do it. It was that visual. Now
everything worked. Oh my God.
Tells the story.
Such a good episode. Like, you know what? What I just realized, wrestling was so good this week.
Yeah.
That Byron's pop wasn't bullshit. It's like it was an actual pop.
I have good pops. I always have good pops.
Well, sometimes you just take advantage of the format. But it was so good that and I agree absolutely with everything you said right now, which is like a very not recurring thing in this show.
My second pop is NHL playoffs. They're amazing. God, you got to watch all the games. Go Ducks.
My pop this week is that the NHL playoffs didn't fuck up my Dynamite, because the last week it was like, oh, we got to end Dynamite at 9 so we can go to the playoffs, and I was like, man, you know when the match is gonna be.
I want everybody to on the chat and everybody that watches this. I want everybody to watch when Byron crashes and burns on an interview with a Canadian. He asks him about the NHL. It's one of the best moments on. Like, I'm gonna make a clip out of that.
So Bailey's probably pissed because he lost screen time last week to it.
It's pretty fucked up.
So great. And the best part is like Mike is dead silent too when Byron starts talking about hockey. And then he still turns to him. I'm like, don't do it, because clearly he's not watching these playoffs. And Byron still does it. And it's just like, so good.
Great. Yeah. It was great.
Kevin was cool about it.
Yeah, no, Kevin tried to give you some love because he was trying to get Mike off the hook, but you didn't read the fucking side. You didn't read the room, brother.
No, I knew what was happening.
I cannot wait for committed. It's going to be great.
Byron was pot committed.
You notice I didn't bring up basketball on the pod.
Wait, so
no one watches that.
I was gonna do it, dude.
Byron got his pops in. I wasn't listening. I had something to do, but
my pop and my drop go like hand in hand, because I wasn't sure how I was gonna like Bowen's in the ops, but that presentation is interesting. It was
that
different.
was my pop of the week. I'm with you, Barrett. That's literally my pop too. Is Bowens in the ops? I love it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but he was there, and I was like, oh, okay, Bowens, this is different, and I'm kind of interested. And in the same way that like kind of Osprey kind of freshens up the Death Riders for me now, that kind of freshens up the ops a little bit for me, or it freshens up Bowens for me more so than the ops. It's kind of the opposite.
It's a good thing because I was a little afraid, after the whole,
Yeah, and then my drop is going to be them probably letting go of Caster, and just it's interesting to see that it kind of come to an end. Like it's kind of a bummer because I don't know, it didn't feel like it got where it should have gone for how big Acclaimed was as one of the OG overacts of AEW.
It's not even OG. It wasn't that long ago. They were all over the world. Like they were getting reference in the other company. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and it's just a bummer. I hope Max, if he is leaving, ends up in like NXT because they need some talent there right now, and it would be kind of interesting to see Max. They haven't let him go yet, I don't think. But
Platinum Max?
Yeah, every time he's on TV, it's on AEW
it's
TV,
gold.
it's good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know. I just the rumors are is that he's probably on his way out, and that's a bummer. But I'm hoping that like NXT use them in the same kind of way that they use Danhausen. There's a couple guys that are in AEW right now that I think kind of have run their course in AEW a little bit. And it would be interesting to see what they could do in NXT if they, are on their way out or whatever. Because there's just some guys that have been there for a long time that seem to have gotten to a point where they're just stuck on Ring of Honor or, not there anymore and could use a fresh start somewhere. You don't want to see people get whatever, but it would be like I think Max Caster, if he is leaving, would be great in NXT.
I don't see how he leaves unless he really wants to, because he can do what AEW wants him to do in the ring if he needed to, but also he knows he has friends. He's friends with MJF.
I don't know. I don't know. We don't know the story because it's all backstage stuff. It's just it sounds like the reason they did the wrapping up the Acclaim stuff not in AEW is probably because he's on his way out. That would be the only logical thing for me.
But it's not logical. It's just the reason why you end up doing something like that on the indies is because you keep pushing it with TK, and TK is like, it's not really my thing. I don't really care.
Well, I hope. I hope Max stays in AEW. I enjoy the shit watching Max. I want nothing but the best for him.
He had a great match with MJF.
I don't want him to go. That's. I don't think that's the right solution out of anything. It's just.
I don't want him to go either. Everything I've heard is that he might not be staying,
I don't know. And I just look at wrestling different. To me, wrestling is 130% about what the Acclaimed were doing. The entire point of wrestling is to get to the point where something is the Acclaimed, where the t-shirts move, the crowd universally loves it, the matches are fire, everything about the gimmick is fun. You're getting
casuals love it,
like Billy Gunn, who's 7,000 years old and still looks like $1 million. You're getting two young and up and coming guys over, and Max Caster on the microphone is getting all your other talent over when he does rap battles against them and shit. Like it's literally.
You made me think that the new age Outlaws of today, man. Like literally.
Well, and here's the other thing. When I said earlier that if you're giving shit, you sometimes got to make it work and like really grab that brass ring. When Caster got that like best wrestler alive gimmick, like he made that work. He ate that screen time. Every time he was on, I was entertained. It was 30 seconds getting choked out in the back, or 5 minutes having a match where he got his ass kicked.
Which is amazing, and almost Jericho like that he could go to, being a credible threat in the ring and kind of a badass, being the power guy or whatever in the Acclaimed. And then all of a sudden, he's a chicken shit heel that you want to see get destroyed every time he comes out behind like the fact that he was able to make that switch, it speaks wonders about the guy. But again, he's a weird cat. I could not tell you what is going on with him back there. And anytime I've been around when he's around, he's not a nice guy or anything, but he's a weird cat, even to other talent. Like, people are kind of just like looking at him like, okay, Max, are you all right? Is everything's good? Like, he's just weird, dude. I don't know. And maybe that's
put him on TV. Put him
Yeah,
on
I
live
know.
TV.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
See what
maybe
happens.
his weird and Tony Khan's weird aren't weirding together anymore. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if he's going to leave or not. And I think that people misconstrued the fact that, like, when TK is excited about a story and excited about talent, he pushes it. Clearly, he was not excited about whatever the dissolvement of the Acclaimed was. It didn't do anything for TK. And I don't know if the Acclaimed breaking up in the first place was his idea or theirs. And if it was their idea, that might have ruined Tony Khan on them right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, if Bowens is all I want to be the 5-tool player and Max is all like I want to be the best wrestler alive that sucks or whatever it was, like maybe TK was just like, okay, we'll try it. And then they did it and he was like, meh. I don't know. It all comes down to TK, though. If TK wants to fucking push those guys, he's going to push them. If he doesn't want to push them, they're froze. They got nothing. Bowens
I'll be honest with you. This is maybe a hot take. I haven't really been interested in the tag division since they got dissolved. It's been 100%. It's not been fresh. It's been, and it was right around when they claimed dissolved, and it just like I don't know, maybe the Hurt Syndicate for a minute, but like even that had its own weird limitations because it's like how you get those belts off those guys.
Yeah, I mean they're monsters in a division where they don't fit.
And it kind of feels like the tag team division has gotten to a point where it's like too top heavy. Like there's no believability. Like it's the Bucks, it's FTR, and then it's like maybe Edge or Cope and Christian. But then it's like, you know, those guys are like heavy hitters in terms of like where tag teams are. It starts becoming like harder to believe in some of these other tag teams. And so then it just kind of rotates at the top between these three teams. And it's just gotten to the point where it's like it's too long. I want some new blood in the tag team division. And it just needs the fresh. You know, I don't understand why they can't get the Bang Bang Gang. You know, even if it's not the Guns.
Because they're hurt.
Yeah, even if it's not the Guns, put Colton and or not Colton. Oh my gosh, dang it. Austin and Juice together, man. Those two could work. I mean,
they did that for a minute. Hey, Bear, if you were going to revitalize the AEW tag team program,
are we doing pops and drops or are we doing?
And you were doing it yourself. Who among the grid here would you pick to do it with you and take AEW tag gold?
Probably Coma. He's a psycho, man. Yeah, watching JCW, and he's from Aussie. He's probably got a snake.
Wait, Coma, how tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah.
And he's 6'2".
Yeah.
He's probably got a snake somewhere that he can bring to the ring like Jake.
What?
Hey,
hold on. Wait a minute.
PG.
Hold on. That sounded really wrong. Sounded really bad.
I'm talking about a python, Tony.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
So he's
John
what do you know?
John Hamm. Understood. Liam Neeson. Gotcha.
Bang, bang.
Okay. Who else?
My drop of the week is Bear for not picking me to be his tag partner.
It would have been you two. We could do the trios. I'd be down for a trio.
We might need a manager. Yeah.
Daniel, did you get pops and drops?
Yes.
Who didn't go?
For the pop, I have two. One is for the AEW championship with Daryl and Brody King. I really like that match this week. That was my favorite of, I don't know, like between WWE and AEW. And the other one is from Stardom. I watched the WrestleMania for Stardom this weekend.
That was a great show.
Yeah, like they finished the story between the Cosmic Angels and Saya Kamitami, so that was a really good match. If you guys
the
want
end
to
with
watch
the
it,
feathers coming down.
Yeah,
It's a really
People
good
were
time.
crying in that ending.
Yeah. They do a great job with it's like they're finishing a story with they're giving you the emotion for the end of the story all the way through past the end of the 3 count, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
That's a
good,
good one.
like in ring psychology, in my opinion, in New Japan and on Stardom.
Would you recommend to that gentleman that asked where he should be watching wrestling to get into Stardom? Is that yours?
Yes.
Your section of the world? There we go. Now you're getting the whole history of everything.
And for the drop,
Oh, you have to know that he's like a complete, absolute K-pop fan. Like that's what he does.
Listen, man, I enjoy the fact that everybody's got their own weird sections of the wrestling world that I get to learn about.
Don't call TJPW and DDT Pro weird wrestling.
Whoa, that was a really
How dare you?
No,
I
I'm just
added a
saying they're
few.
like more obscure wrestling that isn't as mainstream. It's fun learning about it all.
Be happy Casey's not here, man.
Wing, by the way.
Oh, have you ever seen those hardcore
Enjoy
matches?
listening to Coma talk about JCW because I'll pop in there sometimes.
Have you ever seen those crazy matches that they have here in Mexico, like in junkyards? And
Yeah.
then people doing like backflips.
Zona 22, Zona 23.
Yes,
I mean,
that is.
I've seen like white kids in their backyards doing that shit.
No, but I mean, it's fine in America when everything is made out of wood. Here's like, you're on top of a building that is made out of like bricks, and then you land on top of like a 1978 Grand Marquis. It's like
talking about not having insurance.
And not having insurance. I mean, just by walking on the top of those things, you get like tetanus or some shit.
See, yeah, Darby's people, man. That's where Darby probably came from.
Yes, yeah, probably a Mexican backyard wrestling guy.
Hey, look.
Hey, Mass Mania, let's do
Not
it.
on my pop, but thank you.
Pop of the week, Mass Mania. They have a cool thing coming up. What is it?
This is the old poster, isn't it?
That's the past. Yeah, I think I had the new one.
I need the new poster. Where's the new poster?
Hold on. Why can't you be normal?
Why can't I be normal?
Yeah, you can just like you can download the stuff directly from Instagram.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Evidently.
You gotta remember, Justin's the oldest one here of us all. He's not as tech savvy.
He's saying what we're all thinking.
Are you saying what I
I'm
think?
thinking what you're all saying.
I'm just gonna say it. Fuck you. Why is Justin in charge of that part of it?
I don't know.
I mean, these are valid questions, guys. He's got a point.
What are we doing here, Mass Republic?
Okay. I got this one is the one that has all the stuff.
Send it to me. What do you want?
No,
that one.
You got it.
There we go. New dates. We got May 15th in Frisco, Texas, and May 16th in Eden, Oklahoma, at the Stride Bank Center. Love that. Kevin Kleinrock, Ruben have been doing the most amazing things at Mass Republic right now. They were responsible for that whole Dom entrance at WrestleMania, which was amazing.
Cool.
They've got these shows coming up, and you can see some of the talent here. You got LA Park, you got Psicosis, Ultimo Dragon. I can never say his name right. Tinieblas Jr.
Tinieblas.
Yeah.
Tinieblas.
Close.
Oof. Rough.
Hunger.
You're gonna help me out, or you want me to say?
Yes, we do. We want
Galeno Del Mall. Galeno
Del Mall.
Not Del
Yeah,
Mall.
it's good. It's good.
No,
it's good.
What? That's not bad, Tony. Tony is like he wants it to be perfect.
Hey,
Yeah,
have you heard Marcel speaking Spanish? That's what I'm looking for in people. Come on.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Los Linkin Park.
Los Linkin
Parks.
That's what they call them over here.
All the parks. And see, some of these guys are just going to Frisco and Enid right now. I don't know who else going to Bangor, but Psicosis, I think, is doing. Let me see. Yeah, Psicosis is doing the Bangor show also on June 13th. Look, You might have thought he was gone, but Sam Adonis on all 3 of the shows.
Nice.
Good for him.
Mascarita Divina.
Mascarita Divina, wow.
One of your faves. One of your faves.
Then if Ludark is doing this show, then I know who's gonna be her opponent. Like it's our dear friend, I guess.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. They're kind of married right now.
But Ray Lynn's on the show. A and B. And anyway,
she's not there.
Shows look like fun. You guys should check them out if you're in the Frisco, Texas area, especially. 2 weeks.
She's not tagged. Yeah,
Frisco,
probably.
Texas.
Frisco, Texas.
Hey, don't leave out all those Oklahomas. There's a whole bunch of Oklahoma shows in there too. Get out there, Okies.
They're all Enid. It's all Enid, Oklahoma on the 16th.
Your
Two
endless
back-to-back
roads
days.
in Oklahoma. We never get nowhere.
That's what they're called.
And
though,
they
right?
did
Okies?
reschedule the San
they're called.
Antonio show.
Okay.
Well, they don't like being called
San
Okies.
Antonio?
That's how
Oh.
Texans speak to them. That's like that's a bad thing to tell them. Call them.
Do you know the song Okie from Muskogee?
Wow, no.
It's a good song.
Comatose, you got some pops and drops, please, quickly before Brian?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that was a perfect segue. San Antonio, go to Spurs. Get through to the next
Wow.
round of the playoffs.
What are they?
We'll see you there. We'll see you there, Karma.
You get there first. You get there first.
We'll
all
see you
right?
there. We'll see you there, Karma.
Anyway, so I just threw it out there.
Stay in
I'd
the
like to also give shout outs to my tag team partner here, over here.
Son of a
Over here.
bitch.
Over here. He's a good tag team partner, best in the game. You might get the gig, get Byron. We might need a manager. But
I'll
just
do
shout
it.
out to the actual AEW product. How much do we pay him? Well, you pay us and we'll think about it. Anyway, back to the show. The AEW product over the WWE product at the moment. That's a great example tonight of what an episodic wrestling show should be. I think from start to finish. I mean, yeah, it did have its ups and downs, but even the low parts of it were still entertaining to the point. Shout outs to Brody King. Those chops are like crazy, man. I'd hate to. I'm putting him in the top category.
Yeah.
My God, man. My God. But yeah, from the first match, the opening of it, that's what you want a show to be, to captivate, an audience, man. And then the end of it, brilliant. And that's why it scores so highly, I think, between all of us tonight. I mean, for me, it's not a perfect show, but it's exactly what you want a wrestling show to be. And you want to save the good stuff for the pay-per-views, I think, but it's on the right track, should I say, as opposed to where WWE at the moment. That's
I think the thing that you clearly saw tonight on AEW, and it helps having MJF in the opening match, is that the matches themselves actually contributed to storylines. It is one of the things that AEW has really cleaned up this year. We're not just doing random fantasy booking like they used to do. And that whole match with Kevin and MJF literally was telling a story in the ring, and it's telling you a story for outside of the ring. And there was drama there because we did not know. And I don't think when Kevin came on the show, he knew how that match was going to end tonight. I don't think they had told him if he was going over or not. I really don't. Maybe he knew.
That's exactly what I loved about it. I mean, this angle at the moment with Darby being the champion, and then MJF on that on the outside as a sore loser heel that's just trying to get in. It sort of works so well, and plus the fact that Darby's giving open challenges to people who deserve it every week, and it just sets up a really good storyline. I think it's becoming pretty entertaining.
And they've been doing that for a while. Like when MJF had the belt, and immediately there was 5 or 6 people challenging for it, and you didn't really know what direction they were going to go, and it made the whole. We said it back then. It made the whole promotion seem more credible. You're not just like you're at the point right now in AEW where they've cracked part of the formula that WWE has not, which is they have figured out how to elevate multiple guys at once and make it seem credible and use the parity between these top guys to their advantage. Whereas WWE seems like there is really a big difference that hopefully they can close the gap. And again, I think the call-ups for WWE help close the gap, especially in the mid-card and for those secondary belts. They still got some issues at the tip top, though, because like we said, Oba got this big moment, but Oba is a top guy who's not in a top guy situation.
Well, the question is, are they going to WCW it or not? Because WCW for a long time had some top guys that were big draws, and they had some really talented people in the mid card and at the lower part that they didn't want to elevate to that point. And then those guys left and went to WWE, and they elevated. And what you're talking about with
it's
AEW
100%
and
going to
WC.
be that. I would love to tell you it's not going to be that. Roman Reigns is at the top, and just like I said with Cena, they're going to give him the same level of deference that they gave John. They're going to say, "Thanks for coming back, Roman. Thanks for doing this new contract." And by the way, Roman's got is back with full date schedules now, but he gets paid per appearance, not just yearly contracts. So they have a certain amount of dates. They used them up too early last time, and then they had to pay him for extra dates, which is why you did not see Roman. Roman went home because Roman's contract said that Roman got to go home, and if Roman was going to show up to work, they had to pay him a shit ton of money that they didn't want to pay him. So people call Roman a part-timer and this, that, or the other thing. No, Roman's a good negotiator. And you remember those years where he was doing the bloodline shit and he was there every fucking week and on both shows. They used up their fucking date on his 3-year contract a year and a half early.
But the thing is that you're seeing it kind of repeat, right? Because that was very WCW of what they did. But what WWF or WWE did at the time in the late 90s was they shook up the main event, right? Yeah. They shook it up, and they're doing kind of what AEW is doing now, where everybody sort of was on equal footing all of a sudden, you know? And so you saw people like Kane getting a championship that you would probably not see somebody like that in that position now in WWE get that championship. You know, there was a lot of guys that championship went through.
Too.
Exactly. And so that was how WWF, WWE won the Monday Night Wars, was by elevating talent and putting them over, and then making all their top guys credible to the point where you want to see all of them.
That's how they won it back. It's definitely how they won it back. But AEW never had it, so it is a slightly
I'm not saying they are, and I don't think AEW necessarily will take the crown, because I think WWE is just this monolith at this point that WCW never was. And I don't know.
Have a log jam at the top in WWE, though. You're absolutely right. There's no disputing it. With Roman and Cody at the top, and other guys like Seth, they've been trying to push to the top forever. You've got money invested in Randy there for a short period of time where you got to do some stuff with him and figure out his storylines. They have a logjam at the top. It's not going to change. And those guys have a ton of say. Cody Rhodes can get away with pitching him and Drew fucking switching the belts, and it happens. That was Cody's fucking idea. So yeah, you've got a logjam at the top. That is 100% Hoganing it, just like Hogan and WCW. That was exercising not necessarily his creative control, but that was Cody exercising some muscle. I guarantee you, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu is Roman Reigns exercising some muscle. We happen to like it. It's better than anything Hogan ever booked for himself, but I'm pretty sure Roman booked it for himself. You know, so yes, it is WCW all over again. Let's just hope that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and Randy Orton and CM Punk and these guys that are at the top are much better human beings than the guys that did it at WCW. That's all we can hope. I gave you my pop of the week. It was Bowen's also, but my drop of the week, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Why the fuck did Kyrie go? As much as I'm really upset about Santos, but he makes sense. I really think Teresa Serrano got screwed, but it makes sense. I don't like it. I don't like Santos getting let go. I think it's ridiculous, especially after they went through all that crap to bring him back in the first friggin' place. And with AAA just sitting there with his legacy, I would keep him just to freaking go to signings in Mexico, whatever. Like, he has so much value. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, Kyrie makes no sense to me. You just had her in this storyline, and I know TKO is not making those decisions, but Triple H is in the room with TKO, from what we understand, making these decisions. How is Triple H not going, guys, can I have 2 weeks? Give me 2 weeks, and then you can throw her off a cliff. I don't care. This is the stuff that we hate as fans. We hate it. I wasn't invested in a storyline with Santos right now. I wasn't invested in a storyline with Zoe Stark right now. I wasn't, but Kyrie, literally, they're seconds before the payoff. What are we doing?
Maybe they don't care.
You cannot keep asking your fans to invest time in these storylines and then just rip the rug out and fire the people when they're getting over. We're liking what we're seeing, and there's great storylines, and we're in the middle of them. If there was even an inkling of a thought that Kyrie was going to go, pay it off before WrestleMania. It would not have been WrestleMania. Plenty of time.
But that's what they're doing by and large. And again, to take a step back, not to be on the micro, like here, a talent issue. The whole WWE presentation is that they are not trying to earn a personal investment from the fans and reward them for it anymore. They're not.
This one's a mistake.
Yeah, I think so. But whatever. She'll be fine. She can do literally anything she wants. I mean,
I'm not
she can
worried
work
about
in
her.
AEW
I'm
if she
worried
wanted.
about us. I'm worried about us. Like,
but
WWE
isn't.
Stuff that I like. They are. They're giving me a lot of stuff that I like right now. But at the expense of wasting my time for 3 months, fuck you, WWE. Not cool.
Be a fan, Justin.
Yes.
Can I interject here? My drop of the week. This one goes to you, Justin, because you're just contradicting yourself here. You're just complaining about the product so much, but yet you're willing to give the weekly show a bloody A, mate. What's going on? What's going on?
I liked that show. I wanted more of that show.
If she would have stuck around, it would have been an A+.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I gotta do mine. You don't know how to do the card? Oh wow, that is crazy. How do you do that one?
Whoa!
I just clicked on it.
No, he clicked it.
Oh, okay.
He's not actually emoting them.
All right, because I gotta go to sleep.
We need that as a tag team.
My drop of the week is all the call-ups. All the call-ups from NXT are not a positive thing, and you will see it eventually. See, you're not helping me here, Justin. Thank you.
He's
all the
agreeing with
call-ups
you.
are not a positive thing, and it will come back and bite him in the ass. Not right now, but in the near future, it might be a.
You don't like the call-ups.
I don't think they should have done like that. That was insane. That like you still have talent in the. You cut people. Yeah, but you didn't have nothing to go with. And if you can cut Kyrie in an active storyline, it means it doesn't matter, and they will cut you even if you're doing well. Like there is no criteria. There's nothing
Remember
to go on. So
remember at free agents.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. But my pop of the week is Thunder Rosa versus Alexis Falcon from yesterday at Riot Cabaret. I got a really.
Are you guys watching your Riot Cabaret Gold that you guys picked up from our show? Come on, everybody should be watching these matches.
Well, they're not live, but I got a couple of really shaky videos of with Thunder at the beginning of the match and some of the highlights and first-hand accounts of it. But people were going nuts even before they even touched each other. So even before the lockup, there people were chanting Thunder Rosa's name. It was crazy. The place was packed. And for what I hear, was one of Thunder's best matches of the year. And she's had some great matches this year. Let me tell you. So yeah, that's my pop. And I wish everybody.
Was it better than Thunder and Tekla?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, I need to see it. I need to watch the whole thing.
Bro, that was a good ass match.
Yeah, like I need to see it. I need to see I need to see the broadcast version of it, right? Like I cannot judge it.
But Tony, can I say what the important part is? Just like I was saying before, the important part is I was reading a bunch of the comments, and I cannot tell you how many comments I saw of people saying they were there to see her.
Yes,
that means she's a draw. That is what wrestling is supposed to be about, people. You pay good money to the people who draw for your promotion and you entertain the fans. Just can every wrestling promotion remember that is the name of the game, that's what we're doing here? You guys get to make money, but you have to entertain me. And then I will come and pay money for the ones that I want to see. Clearly, about 700 or 800 people in England wanted to come see Thunder Rosa and paid hard-earned money on a Tuesday night to see that junk and reacted accordingly, and they were given a fun, good time. She's saying
every time she is. She did. She did. She actually sang a what's it called? A medley of Oasis songs. Every time she is at Raya Cabaret, they sold out. That's a fact. And let me tell you something. Today, I got asked by a team in one of the 4 major sports in the United States if they will do a show, a Lucha Libre show, if they could sell out with Thunder's name. And I told him, of course, they will be able to do that. We have to build a whole card, but just her name will be able to sell the tickets enough for it.
What size venue are you talking about? She can sell out, one of those kind of, like, she ain't going to sell out the 50,000 seat stadium.
No, but like a 4 easily 4,000 seats. That's easy. I was like, and we can charge. I'm not gonna say how much because the tickets are. We're gonna try to keep it cheap so that everybody can go.
What?
But
$60,
That's man. That's really dope.
$110
awesome.
front row.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. There will be more news.
Never know. Different markets are different these days with wrestling, but like, I don't know. I pay $40 to $60 for a decent indie show to sit in the back, and I'll pay $100 or so to sit in the front and 2 rows somewhere.
I just bought second row tickets that cost a bit of money to go see the Hog Show that Thunder Rosa is going to be in.
What's
Friday?
So what were you got second row HOG?
Yeah, for
how much is that?
I'm gonna look it up. I think it was like 100.
No, finally you're paying for tickets.
That's LA though. That's an LA market. I mean, you can.
Well, they're also still new here too.
Oh,
Yeah,
it? Oh, that's what.
I mean, Mav Pro was charging $100 front rows.
Well, after all in, after
That
the fees or whatever, it's 110 for a second row ticket at the club.
Second row ticket. That's fair. In an LA market, that's completely fair price.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to pay maybe 80. I think at GCW I can do.
Well, don't live in LA.
80,
I'm sure you'd like to pay the $420 I'm paying for gas.
Well, how much did we pay for the tickets, Danielle, for a full so it's
with
what's
Julissa?
the card on that? No, not the Julissa one. The next one that we're going to. What's it called?
Alto Voltaje.
I'm just happy we're getting little people.
It's Místico, Hechicero, Último Guerrero.
You guys get good stuff.
Yeah, we got Hechicero versus Euforia, Místico, Máscara Dorada, Neon, Último Guerrero, Gran Guerrero, Stuka Jr. Oh my God, I cannot say this in here. Soberano Jr., Iris Engendro, Flip Gordon. I'm gonna take
Flip,
yeah.
There's a
Brillante Jr.,
Blanchett, right?
Jay Ortega,
Flatter's Gordon,
Stanelli, and I don't know who these people are, but Hijo de Last. It's gonna be. It's great. It's great stuff.
Make the tag.
Like 300 pesos.
Bear, wake up.
What was it? What was it?
Make the tag. Make the tag.
180 pesos. What was it? 600 pesos.
300 because you bought
Hot tag. Oh, come on, that pulled up.
You gotta side this side, other side.
$17.
Other side, dude. There we go.
No, the orientation's different on my screen. It's because I get that hot tag moment. I'm all
like Tony. I point this way.
See, Como's this way for me.
No.
By the way, you guys who watch CMLL, Stardom is sending Rena there. Rena just did one match here with Athena, I think. Yeah, with Athena. It was awesome. She's a 19-year-old breakout star from Stardom, and she's beginning to get some exposure out here in the West. So keep an eye out for her. That's going to be a good match. She's going to do good stuff.
All right, guys. Let's go.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, bye. Stay calm, stay in the mix.